Clicking the link, lean in, your grin, two mics, one vibe. All right, let's dive.
All right, Mr.
Okay.
Rennert.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Rennert with my lovely co host, Lian Win Oost, and this is the Contagious podcast. Our guest today is founder and editor in chief of Idle Features at idlefeatures.com, Chris Charles. Thank you so much for being here today, Chris. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, Chris, Maya. It's good to be here.
Chris.
And since we both have the same name, Chris, which is a great name, I love it, we should decide how we're going to address each other in the interview. What would you? I don't mind being called Rennert. Doesn't
What do
matter
you
to me.
prefer to be called? Chris Charles?
I can call you Mr. Rennert, and you can
There
call
you
me
go.
Mr. Charles.
Okay. All right. There you go. So, as a little introduction, Mr. Charles and I, along with having the same first name, both contribute to Maya's magazine, Effective Magazine, and over the
Thank you.
years, many thanks. And over the years, I've seen and read many of Chris's interviews with many different ladies who are, as Chris says himself, quote, women worthy of a double take. I always have lots of questions for a fellow writer and interviewer, and I'm sure Maya has a lot of great questions too. So let's get on with the interview. And the first question I have, Mr. Charles, is when did you start Idle Features, and what gave you the idea to do it?
Okay. Well, I officially started Idle Features in 2011, but it sort of was spawned from an earlier blog I had. To give you the backstory on it, I used to have a personal blog back when I lived in Korea. I was in the military and I was stationed in Korea after I got out. I taught English and I wrote for local publications, and I covered a lot of the Korean entertainment scene for English language publications. And I started a blog, and it was on Zanga, the old Zanga site, which is pretty much dead for all intents and purposes. It's still there. If you go to Zanga.com, the old Zanga users can get their archives, but it's pretty much gone like MySpace. But it was on Zanga, and I used to post articles and stories on mainly Korean celebrities. I used to go to a lot of stage plays, and I used to meet with a lot of Korean actresses and talk with them. And I just started a blog, and it was just a personal blog. And then I caught the eye of somebody here in the States who asked me if I would write for him. And I said, sure, but I put it off until I came back to the States, and I didn't start posting on that blog until 2007. And then after a while, I just decided to start my own website, and I had a site on Blogger, Google's Blogger, and I would just sort of move the articles that I had on that site, on the other sites I wrote for, to that one. And then in 2011, I just came up with the working title of Idle Features. And after a while, I just decided, well, rather than write for somebody else's blog, I'll just start my own. And I just started doing interviews and articles for Idle Features. And it started on Blogger, Google's Blogger. And then it sort of outgrew that in 2016. And then I moved to the host I am at now. And so it's just been growing ever since.
So what year did you do your first interview?
The first interview?
Yeah.
2007.
Wow. Do you remember who it was?
It was Michelle Phan, aka Rice Bunny. She's a makeup blogger.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've heard of her. She's a millionaire today. Michelle Phan. And this was back when she was on Zanga herself and before she became so famous. I did a brief interview with her. And there were a few others. There was a cosplayer, no big names. I guess the first big name I did an interview with was Scream Queen Deborah Lamb.
Oh.
Yes, I know her. Yes.
And that was in 2011, and that was like the first. I would say. Well, she's well known in her field.
Uh,
I did an interview with.
so I see like you have a blogspot.com from like a long time ago, and then
Yeah,
you
that's the
have
old site.
yeah. So like I see that you have like five contributing writers there, but they're completely different from the contributing writers now. Um, did it just like everyone just had their own thing to do and they didn't want to like contribute anymore, or is it just like a complete staff change?
They still contribute from
Oh,
time to
okay.
time when they have something.
I
I don't know the
see
names you're looking at. I have Gino Terrell, Bob
Bob
Dice, um,
Ashton
Ashton Helton. It's
Rock
a lady in
Baker.
North Carolina. And whenever they have something to contribute, they'll contact me.
So
I
how
just,
how did you come across the writers? How did you come across to have them on your staff? Like, did they contact you?
either they contact me or I've contacted them. I mean, I've noticed their writings and I've made them an offer to write for Idle Features and get their articles and interviews published at Idle Features, and they've accepted.
Have
But
you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Renard. Sorry,
no,
I just kept asking questions.
Okay,
I know you have a lot of
Mr.
questions for him.
Charles, considering how well known you are and how popular your website is at this point, I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
you have many women who ask you to be interviewed. But when you personally choose women to be interviewed, what qualities do you look for and what criteria do you use to uh, choose interviewees?
just those. I think my readers would be most interested in knowing about, or who have an interesting story. The most recent interview I did, Maya, I think it was you introduced me to her, was Megan Doherty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, she's an Army veteran, so we had that in common. And
yeah.
actually, she was in the Army pretty much the same time I was, and she had quite an interesting story to tell. So that's why I chose her. And then there were recently several actresses appearing in the same film. What was the name of that film?
Oh
Maya, I
man.
forget off the top of my head.
Oh,
But anyway,
I
they're all
can't remember.
in the same film. And usually when I interview ladies who are all in the same film, the same band, whatever, I'll do a group interview. But I interviewed all of them individually. And I guess the biggest name in that group was Mel Heflin.
Tinker from
Tinker
Yeah,
Hill.
Hell. Yeah.
Legend of
Legend of
Tinker.
Tinkerbell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, what's the name? It's right there.
That
Yes.
was the name of the movie. They were all appearing in that one. Now, normally I would have done a group interview entitled "The Ladies of the Legend of Tinkerhill," and got them all together on the same probably text chat so they could answer at their convenience. But I interviewed them individually, and they're all young independent film actresses, but they're happy to be interviewed because they like the opportunity to get the publicity.
Yes.
And Mel I interviewed Mel twice. The first time I interviewed her, had been on my radar for quite a while. She is slated to appear in a film entitled Big Boobenstein, which is based on
Yes.
a series of novels.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's sort of been put on the shelf for the time being, but it's going to happen. And then she's also appearing. She's very prolific.
She's
a very
everywhere.
independent
She's
film.
amazing.
Mhm.
And as a follow up to that, I know you do only interview women, but
Mhm.
have you had any men who have said, ask and just said, Chris, I'm also worthy of a double take and interview me?
Yeah, I've had a couple who haven't read the tagline.
Yeah.
or
Okay.
weren't aware
Yeah.
I interview only women. The
Right.
tagline is Idle Features ladies worthy of a double
Yeah.
take. And yeah, I have had a couple of managers contact me about an actor on their roster. And I had an all male band one time contact me
Oh.
about an interview, and I thought maybe they had a female, a front woman, but no, it was an all male band. And they just didn't read carefully. Other than
So
that, no, as far as somebody asking to make an exception for them, no.
Okay.
The only men who have contacted me about an interview are those who have not carefully read the tagline or were not
Okay.
aware.
So if there was a band with a female lead, you will
Yeah.
make an exception to interview the band or
No,
just her?
I'll only focus on
Gotcha.
her. Yeah, I've done that before. I'll only focus on her, and they're aware of that. The band's fine with that,
Yeah.
so they know right off the bat that the focus is going to be on her, but they get the publicity as well. So.
Yes. So, are you in collaboration with anyone else? Like, are you still writing for other people, or is just focusing on Idol features only?
No, I don't really write for anyone else anymore.
Besides,
I just focus on
Effective
idle
Magazine.
features. Yeah.
Let's see. So as popular as Idol Features is, and you have so many articles from so many writers together with yours, have you ever did you ever actually have like physical magazines or have you ever tried to go that route
No,
before?
I mean you have the physical magazine, so I
Well,
just I just let you take care of that.
I let you do all the work. You literally have everything. You just, it's just editing is what's
Yeah,
the
yeah, it's
headache.
online. All
Yeah.
my stuff is online, and as far as a print magazine is very cool. Because there's nothing like seeing your face, your
Yeah.
article, your interview in an actual magazine. You can flip up
Right.
or open
Right.
up and flip through the pages with. Of course, these days you can find anything online. You can download it on PDF, but it's not really the same.
Right.
But no, I haven't. I haven't gone to the trouble of that. So, of course, a lot of my interviews appear ineffective.
Yes.
So, and I also tell people that I said that you can also see it in the print publication of Effective Magazine, and I'll give them the link. By the way, are you going to give your writers a discount code?
I don't even know if I can because even I buy it. But let's see.
I'm
Uh,
behind. I last print publication of Effective I bought was issue number 61. Are you publishing them more frequently now? More frequently than
yeah.
once?
I'm doing them like at least 2 issues a month.
Okay,
It's
so it's
been
bi-weekly
requested.
basically.
Yes.
Okay.
There's months where I do like 3 issues. It's been requested, and more people are contributing, and more people are asking to be on the covers. And the more issues I pump out, the more options for people can be on covers, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work. Each issue takes me like a week or so to do, and takes up a lot of my time.
Oh,
But
this is something I'd like to throw in. You recently you published an article from Idle Features. I did a brief article. Mr. Renner, you'd probably get a kick out of this. You probably are aware of this.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna call you Chris because
Oh, sure. Go ahead. They'll
yeah.
when
figure
I'm
it out.
addressing you, we
The-
know who we're
well,
talking about when you're addressing me.
yeah, I think
There's
It's
so.
not
for
gonna
me
be
to
Yeah.
address. It's for me to
There's not
address.
going to be any confusion. But anyway, Chris, you probably are aware of this. She published an article that was at Idle Features on a girl named Allie Moore. She's a
Joke.
she has a trombone. I won't say she plays the trombone. If you go to her Instagram page, if you go to her YouTube channel, she covers popular songs with her trombone.
But
Okay, but she can't play to save her life. That's the whole gag. She's aware of it. And
Yeah.
the reason you said, well, how do I go about choosing ladies? You see prodigies all the time. You see piano prodigies, guitar prodigies, drum prodigies. I play the drums myself, and whenever I see some 6-year-old kid on the drum, I say, okay, I'm sick of seeing this. And I came across Allie Moore, and I said, okay, here's a trombone prodigy. She's 20 something. And she was playing to a popular song. The article I did on her, she was covering Toto's Africa, if you're familiar with that song. And when she started playing, she was god awful. And I thought, but it was deliberate. I'm sure she was doing it deliberately. I don't think she can actually even play the trombone, but she does. She publishes videos of her playing along to these popular songs, and she's god awful. And it's got to be known. And this comments are sarcastic in the on her Instagram page, on her YouTube channel. You took my breath away. I've never heard anybody play it. This is Anyway, I guess Maya didn't listen to her before she
I
published.
didn't. No, I don't.
You didn't
I
listen
don't
to
have
her.
time to go and look
Yeah,
up
Well,
everybody.
I was, just use sarcasm. I wrote it as a legit piece, but
yeah.
no, she's got awful. It's a joke. The whole article was a joke.
It was
But if
funny.
anyway, on with the print publication, you can't listen to a video. You'd have to wait till you're on your
Go to
computer on
it.
your phone to look her up, and then once you hear, you'd be shocked. Really,
Really.
that's her whole shtick. She can't
w-
play. She's awful. But I mean, it's sort of like a relief from all these prodigies you hear that just can
it-
smoke on an instrument.
right.
She just kind of goes to the other extreme, and she's really entertaining, and she keeps a straight face while she does it. As
Well,
if she's really getting into what she's playing, but she's terrible.
well, Chris, I'm the same way with that. I often pick out people who are not well known at all, but
Yeah,
have done something very unique and interesting in some way, and do an interview or review their movie, and they are just always so appreciative
yeah.
of that they've been picked out to do that when no one else has maybe ever paid any attention, and so it sounds like you do the same. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times people will say, "Hey, have you checked her out? She's great." And I say, "Yeah, but she's a pretty big deal now. She probably wouldn't be interested, but I'll
Oh,
contact her." Like there's a singer called Kells, Kels, and she's great. You'll find her on YouTube, Kels, and she does like bluesy stuff, country rock, all sorts of genres, and she plays with different bands. And somebody suggested I contact her, but she's getting pretty popular. So like a
oh,
lady like that may not be interested in appearing in a publication and just features,
yeah.
up and coming ones because she's already pretty. I'm sure her inbox is full.
She's
So
already
yeah, it's
established.
usually the ladies who are starting out, really want the publicity, really want the press for their project or for their career. So yeah. But there are a few ladies like Deborah Lamb. I'm sure if I contacted her, she would be happily
Oh,
willing to do a follow-up interview on any project she's involved in. There are a few other ladies
Yeah.
as well.
And speaking of the interviews, of course, I know you do the written interviews, and then I've heard some audio interviews also online. Have you done any video interviews previously?
Um, let's see, video. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think. I probably have none that I have published.
Okay.
I did a video. Yeah, I did a video interview with a lady named Zombarella who plays bass for a band called Measure Chups. They're based out of St. Petersburg, Russia. That was on video, but I didn't publish the video online. I just published the audio. But usually I focus on written interviews, text interviews. But once in a while, if I'm there, yeah, we'll capture something on video with them. But primarily I do text or audio interviews. I kind of focus on text interviews because people are more inclined to read an interview
yes.
than to
Yes.
listen to an interview. Because with but audio interview, you don't know what's coming. You're listening to it, and you might want to fast forward through it. Whereas a text interview, you have everything in front of you. If you're reading something that doesn't interest you, you can skim down and say, "Oh, okay, this is something that
Yes.
interests
Yeah.
me more."
Has there been someone that contact you to be interviewed and you just look at their 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 stuff or like just looking like glance through what they have and you're just like, no, I'm not gonna interview this person.
None that come to mind right now. No, there's been, I won't drop names, but yeah, there have been some who haven't done much, or there have been some. It's been hard to find material on them.
Hmm.
It's been difficult to come up with questions because I don't have a list of generic questions.
Right.
I asked a few generic questions. How did you start out? Tell me about this
Yeah,
or
you
that.
ask very, very,
Yeah,
very
so I
interesting
do
questions.
research on everybody
Yes.
to try to dig up something like that's pertinent to
Right.
them. But as far as someone contacting me and that's me doing research on them and passing, no, none that come to mind. There have been quite a few who have contacted me. Well, I wouldn't say quite a few, but there's been some who have contacted me about an interview. I'll do research on them. I'll come up with some good questions, and they'll never reply.
Oh.
Now, I don't know why. I don't
So
think it's
I,
because of my questions.
That's
I've had that
strange.
happen, and I don't understand. I've spent a lot of
Yeah.
time writing questions to people who enthusiastically say they want to do the interview, and
Yeah.
I never get the questions back.
That's
Well, I have
interesting.
I'm on, if you go to my site, you'll see a section that says incomplete interviews.
Oh,
Sometimes
Oh,
I will publish uh, an incomplete interview, which are basically my unanswered questions. I'll
oh,
publish the questions I've asked them and just a blank space where their reply would have been. And instead of
oh,
photos, I would just post a blank gray field where their photo would
oh,
have been.
there's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
oh.
Well, there's
Those are all the
or,
people that just
over the
say, I want
years. Yeah.
interviews, but never respond.
Yeah.
Like,
Incomplete. The incomplete
like,
interview file, I call it.
why would
Okay.
you contact someone, say you want to be interviewed, and then make them go through all of this research and everything? They finally answer you, and then you don't, you don't answer. It doesn't make any sense.
It,
I don't know.
I don't, I don't know either.
I don't think I've never asked any questions that could be construed as offensive.
Well,
Recently, there was one lady who didn't feel comfortable answering a particular question, and I said, "Okay, no problem, skip it," or I could reword it. I don't know what the problem really was because all the other ladies answered the same question. But if they don't
well,
want to answer a particular question, fine, you can skip that one. But
yeah.
as
Eliza
far as like,
Jane.
I don't answer invasive questions. I don't answer questions that would reveal any personal information, like where they live, their real name, where they work or go to school, anything like nothing like that.
Right.
I see you
And if
have
they gave me
Eliza
any
Jane.
information like that, I would leave it out. I did a good interview with Patty Mullen, Frankenhooker fame. Um, and yeah, she was really forthcoming. As a matter of fact, I left out a good paragraph in which she gave me personal information because she'd been away from acting for quite a while to lead a personal
Oh,
life, and she
Well,
gave
like
me details on that. But I actually left that out because I think I thought it was a little too much. And later on, she thanked me for that because
Well,
aw.
like you, I always tell them up front if there are any questions you don't want to answer, just skip them. And
yeah,
to make it even more so that if there is a problem question, that doesn't become the reason they don't do the interview.
hmm yeah. But
I see you have Eliza Jane on your list as one of the incomplete. She used to be my friend. In 2017, she just fell off the face of Earth, I guess.
oh,
She
okay.
just, and she
Oh,
just stopped.
I know her.
She stopped,
Yeah.
like, I guess we don't talk anymore. I don't know. Like, we used to talk. I don't know. In like
I
2017 or 2016, I don't remember. She just
yes.
changed, I guess.
hmm
She used to do a lot of conventions, I believe.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe she contacted me about an interview.
And she
Yeah.
used to be very active back then.
Mhm.
I didn't
And
even
some,
realize that we weren't friends anymore until like years down the line.
yeah, and some ladies they quit acting, they quit modeling, and just would like to have their interview removed or their article
Oh,
removed from the website
that happened?
Yeah,
once in a while.
Oh,
Chris,
wow.
have you ever had that issue?
I
Of
have
course,
had it happen.
yours is a print publication, right?
Mine
His is
is on
online
my
as well,
website and
and
now as
on
a print
the
publication
magazine.
with
Okay.
Myers Magazine. But I have had people contact me about asking to remove pictures that they previously said were okay,
Oh,
and that's about all that's ever happened. And I think it was just because they moved on with a different career and they were
yeah.
afraid
Oh,
something. I'm not sure, but it's only happened twice in maybe 15 years. So that's pretty good.
hmm
yeah, there are some that like when you're a teacher, you can't have nude photos or implied photos anywhere or something like that.
Yeah.
Like if they took that path, or politicians, you have to have all that removed. So if by any chance they did change a career, it kind of makes sense if they
hmm
want some things removed. But
Yeah.
it's just strange to want all your marks in the world removed. I don't know. I mean, for a career, I can understand, but
Mm.
it would be hard to remove everything in the world, though, once it's
Well,
on the
and then the
internet.
other, Chris, I'm sure you know this as well, is when that is requested, I always have to tell them that even if I remove it right now, it will still be, those pictures will still be produced in a Google search
It's the
for some
almighty
time.
internet. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
They
it's going to
don't
be up
just
forever.
until those crawlers get out there and find out, and change things. They're still available.
And there's the Wayback Machine, too,
Yeah,
the
Oh,
Internet
yeah.
Archive.
right.
So, I mean, the only ladies who have contacted me about removing everything are those who have just changed careers, I guess. They're no longer modeling, they're no longer acting. Like I said, I've never published any personal information about where they live, real names,
Right, of
etc. It's
course.
always
Yeah.
been
Right.
publicly available information, and I've never consented to any article removal.
Was since you interview people like I do, Chris, also, I was wondering if this has ever happened. It relates to doing all the research. I get online, look on IMDb, and find the information that's publicly available. And
Yeah.
then when I think it's okay, it looks okay. And when I
Yeah.
ask the question, it turns out to be something they don't want to talk about, or
Yeah.
they
So
don't want.
strange.
But it's there.
Yeah, I get a
So
lot of that too. There was
yeah.
one lady, I won't mention her name, but she's done acting. Well, she's done material under two different names. One was some softcore stuff, and later on, she did some. She's also a stunt woman, and she's done some indie films under. I don't know if it's her real name, but another name. It's all there at her
Yes.
IMDb page.
Yes.
And I asked her about some of her early stuff when she was acting as under this other name, and she was just shocked. And I said, "Well, it's right there at IMDb." And there was another lady.
Public information.
Yeah, it's public
Well,
information. I didn't. I'll
and
mention her name because she's very well known. It was Christine DeBell.
Oh.
She she's done a lot. She's had a very successful career. She's more or less retired now, but she appeared in a lot of films. She appeared in an early film with Richard Gere before he made it big. Ryan O'Neal. She was on the TV series Night Court.
Mm.
She had a very successful career throughout the late 70s, early 80s. She appeared on magazine covers. But the very first thing she did, what she was best known for today, is the X-rated version of Alice in Wonderland.
X-rated version.
Yeah,
oh,
Alice in Wonderland,
interesting. Yes.
musical fantasies. That was the title of it, 1976, and that was the first thing she did. And she didn't want to talk about that,
Hmm.
and she said it was not. She did not appear in an X-rated film; it was an R-rated film, and they added
Oh.
content to make it an X-rated film, which is not true. You can watch the film; it's
Mhm.
her. But she wanted to sort of erase that from her past. And I said, well, it's what you're best known for. It's the very first thing mentioned on your Wikipedia page, and it's listed at your IMDb, and she wasn't even aware of that.
Oh,
I
she
said,
didn't even know?
I said,
Wow.
no, she did. I said, look, Google your name and look at your Wikipedia page. It's the very first thing mentioned. And the reason I wanted to ask her about that is because she successfully made the transition from doing a hardcore film to mainstream stuff, which many adult film actresses have wanted to do. I know Marilyn Chambers wanted to do it. She never really quite succeeded. Tracy Lords did. Tracy Lords is very notorious, as a matter of fact. She did her early adult films when she was underage, but she
Yes.
successfully
Oh.
transitioned to doing mainstream films. She
Yes.
appeared on in several.
Yes.
She's even appeared on television on some very popular sitcoms. So she made the transition, but aside from her, there aren't too many who have successfully made that transition, and Christine was one of them. And I wanted to ask her about that. I wanted to ask her, when you auditioned for roles after doing Alice, did you have sort of a porn star stigma attached or anything like that? And I mean, she made the transition, so she should be proud of that. But still, it was something she did, and it was out there, and it's to this day the thing she's best known for. But she wants to just sort of erase it from her past or pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, if it's something that's out there and they can't remove, I can understand that more. But when it's something on IMDb, for example, which they can remove it themselves.
No, that's a database.
Yes, right. So, Chris, I also wanted to say, as a fellow writer, having read many of your pieces and your interviews,
I'm impressed. I really appreciate that. I haven't even read my own pieces.
well, I was going to say that I am. You're an excellent writer. That's very obvious immediately. And so I was wondering if you not that you have to have it, but do you have any background or college, excuse me, experience with that? Because it certainly appears that you do from your
He
writing
Oh
was
yeah,
quality.
teaching Korea.
I used my GI Bill to get my degree in journalism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have a bachelor's degree in journalism.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I used my GI Bill for that after I got out of the military.
Okay. And one last quick follow up related to that, and then Maya, you're next, just related to writing. If you're like me, you probably have some writers who are inspirations to you. Mine, reviewing movies, is Roger Ebert. And so I was wondering if you have any,
I'm sorry.
oh,
Okay, sorry.
if you have any writers who have inspired you as a writer.
I'd say Joe Bob Briggs.
Yes.
I used to
Good.
listen to his show back in the 80s.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Recently, he does a lot of film reviews. He's written some books on a lot of independent films. Of course, he's old school.
Yeah.
I've always liked his style of writing. There are a couple of writers whose novels I've read. Martin, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, Lamon. He was a former military. He retired after 20 years in the military. He served 10 in Korea, and he's written a couple of novels that really hit close to home. I mean, it mentions places I've been. It mentions military installations I've been to myself. And yeah, I enjoyed his writing. Martin, Limon, Lamon, I think is how you pronounce his name. And those are the only two that really come to mind. Some of Stephen King's books are I like. I've enjoyed some of his writings. Others, no. Uh,
Yeah.
Can't like
sure.
them all.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, there's as far as like from journalistic type of writing, I'd say Joe Bob Briggs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's
So,
a good one.
going back to Korea, how many years did you spend in Korea, and do you speak Korean?
Yeah,
Right?
I was there for like 9.5 years total.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, I speak Korean. I've forgotten a lot of it recently.
Can
In
you
more
write it?
recent, yeah, I can write it. As a matter of fact, I can write it almost as well as I can write
Oh
English.
my God, that's so
Oh,
cool. I
wow.
never knew that about you.
Yeah, and I can read it as well. But I can't always understand everything I've read. I can read
Right.
something in Korean off of a page, but I won't understand all of what I read.
Do you miss Korea?
I was there a long time, so not
No, not
really.
really. What's your
I
favorite
might want to go
thing?
back for a visit sometime just to see how things have changed.
What's your favorite thing about Korea when you live there?
Um, well, I guess it was the entertainment industry over there, the film industry, music. Like I listened to K-pop before it was popular over here. I listened to a lot of the early K-pop from the 1990s. Um, and the Korean film industry has progressed quite a bit. In the 90s, when I first started watching Korean movies, they weren't what they are today.
Oh yeah.
Korea has made some great horror, some great
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
suspense.
Oh, yes, they sure
Yeah.
have. Really
Especially
good.
the zombie ones. I love
The
those.
J horror, yeah, type stuff. Yes, they're got some really good ones.
It's not as campy as the J horror, the Japanese horror. That's on a different level
Yeah.
altogether. But a lot of the Korean films, a lot
Yeah.
of suspense films, and there's some gems I've actually reviewed. I dabble in reviews, and there's some reviews of some Korean films I've done from the 90s, like 301, 302
Oh,
is a film, for example, 1995, I believe. It's not well known. You can get it on Amazon. And it's about two women who live in an apartment building, and one is a gourmet cook, and the other does not eat food, hates food. She's anorexic,
Oh.
and I don't want to give a.
right.
I'd have to say spoiler alert,
Yeah.
but it's very
Have
It's been a
interesting. Anyway,
while.
the lady who's anorexic disappears.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's a police officer investigating her disappearance, wondering how could she disappear without a trace. Nobody's seen her. She's just gone. Every bit of
Cannibalism.
every bit of her is gone.
Every bit. Wink.
Have you seen
Um,
Train to Busan?
Yeah.
That's
love
yeah,
Train to Busan.
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh
that
my
that's
was
a good
that
God.
one.
was that was a great one.
They're making
Yeah,
another one.
they did make a second one or
They're making another
a third
one.
one. Oh wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
So, uh, what was okay? So we know obviously you interview ladies, but you also do book reviews, movie reviews, and stuff too. Like, how often do you do that? And like, how do you pick what you want to do?
Not often. It's not a review site per se, but every once in a while, if someone has appeared in a film that I've seen and I
You like it?
like, I'll do a review. And I did a review of A Night on the Water, which was made in 1998, and a former model called Sung Yi Lee appeared in that one. And that's really a bad movie, but it's so bad it's good. It's like a cult classic. It deserves cult status.
It's
Her
like,
acting wasn't bad, but she's surrounded by these god awful
oh,
actors and actresses,
so that makes
and it
her
was
shine.
yeah. And I did a review of that one, and it was just something that sort of intrigued me. So when something intrigues me, I'll just sort of do a review of it, or sometimes when I do a article on something, it sort of turns into a review.
Yeah.
Like
Do you ever do any like retrospective articles?
oh yeah,
Yeah, I do. I love
sometimes
those.
something will just pop into my head. I'll say,
Yes.
this is cool,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
nobody's really covered it.
Yeah. And
So,
those, I have to say, I don't know if you've noticed, but articles like that are some of my most viewed articles on the website, actually, even more than the movie reviews.
oh,
Hmm.
so wow, the questions just disappeared off my head. Oh, um, so as much as you like writing, have you ever thought of writing a book? Or have you ever
Yeah,
written a book?
I've ghostwritten a couple
Oh,
of books. Yeah,
well, we
I
can't,
signed NDAs.
yeah, we can't find out what it is.
But yeah, I've ghostwritten a couple. Yeah, I'm working on one book. It's from my experiences with different bands I've played with over the years.
Your
I,
very
I
own.
yeah,
Oh, and Chris Renard, he's in a band.
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah.
That is,
It's not something I brag about. But
He would tell me
I've written.
he would tell me jokes all the time about his
Well,
band.
they're not jokes.
Frank,
There's true incidents.
I keep thinking they're jokes, like they're true incidents. Every time you
Yeah,
tell me, I think you're just making a joke, and they're real. Oh my
yeah.
God, it's really
The
funny.
last band I was in, we lost. We got canned from our last 3 gigs before we even played a song.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Um, and so I've decided to write a book, sort of, sort of an anecdotal book of my experiences, and I really wouldn't have to embellish that much. For example, a couple of years ago, we were playing this band I was with. We were playing a place up in Northern California in wine country. It was really a nice place. I won't mention the name of it, but it was we were booked there, and how we got booked there is another story altogether. But they had a house PA system, and they had a house drum set too. So I didn't really have to set up much, and we didn't
Oh,
have to bring in a lot of our own equipment. All we had, and the PA was already set.
just show up.
So all we had to do was show up, plug in, do a sound check, and we were ready to go. And dinner and drinks were included. So we showed up, and we ate. We went up on stage, did our sound check. Now, our keyboardist, a guy named Frank the Tank,
Frank the Bank.
um, he had a headset mic that he just got. It was cordless, it was wireless. And because the gig we played before that we got canned from as well, he electrocuted himself because he has a tendency to kiss his microphone and he doesn't wear shoes on stage.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
so anyway, he got this nice headset mic, this nice wireless headset mic. So we do our sound check. This is after we ate, and there was about 15 minutes to showtime. So we leave the stage. Okay, so I went to the bar to start drinking because I got to numb myself because we suck. It's not gonna go well. I knew that was coming. Cannabis Carlos went outside to smoke his ritualistic pre-gig joint. Too Tired Tony went outside to smoke a cigarette like he
I
really
love
needs.
you got names for them. What's your nickname?
I never gave myself one. I don't think they refer to me as anything. And anyway, now Frank the Tank, if he would have gone to the bar and ordered a drink or said hello to somebody, he would have realized his microphone was on because he would have heard his voice coming out of the PA system.
Oh,
But he didn't say anything. He went off the stage and he made a beeline right to the men's room. Okay. So he's wearing a live mic in the men's room. Okay. So you know where this is going. So I'm sitting at the bar and I hear these noises and they don't even compute what I'm listening to. I heard a lot of splashing and a man coughing. And I'm hearing this in stereo. And it didn't hit me for a minute or two that Frank the Tank is in the restroom wearing a live mic. And he's in the stall. And I'm hearing all this. And so I hop off the bar stool and I'm go to the mixing board to turn down the volume on his mic. That's all I would have had to have done. Problem solved, right? Okay, so I hopped off the bar stool and on my way to the mixing board, I stopped and I thought to myself, the guy's got a live mic in the crapper and he doesn't realize it. This is once in a lifetime stuff.
Leave it on. Oh, no.
It's never going to happen again. I got to let this play out. So I go back to the bar and I sit down and I'm entertained to some more of the sounds. And the place is getting pretty crowded at this point.
Oh, my God.
Because it's a Saturday night. It's coming up on Showtime. And it's a really nice place. It's a popular spot. No
one else thought to go turn it off?
Well, they didn't realize, nobody realized what it was. And then the owners were behind the bar at the time.
Oh, my God.
And the wife turns to me and she says, at this point, people are realizing what's going on, what the sounds are.
Oh, my God.
And she says, does he have his mic on in the bathroom? And I say, yeah, it's part of the act.
It's part of the act.
And she looks at me funny and she says, okay. I said, trust me, because I wanted this to play out. Anyway, after, some more coughing, then the toilet finally flushes and we hear this loud and clear. It was a good mic too. I wrote down the brand it was because it was picking up all this really well. We hear the toilet flush twice. Okay, then the door open and then we hear the water run because he's at the sink now and he's still coughing.
At least he's washing his hands.
Yeah. And then at this point, Too Tired Tony comes inside because he finished his cigarette. Now, if he would have gone out to the showroom, everybody's laughing at this point. He would have known what was going on, but he didn't. He went right into the restroom, so he doesn't know what's going on. And you can hear the conversation between the two of them.
Oh, my God.
And Tony says, what's wrong, Frank? And he says, oh, God, it was that shit burger right here.
Oh, my God.
And Tony says, yeah, I know what you mean, man. I had the French dip, man. I sent that back.
Oh, my God.
The meat was rotten. Now they're bad-mouthing the food.
Oh,
and the owners right there behind the bar are listening to all this in stereo. Everybody in the bar is hearing it.
So
and at
bad.
this point, the smiles leave their faces. And she turns to me and she says, is this part of the act too? And I say,
no.
Yeah, but we don't really have it polished yet, so sometimes it doesn't go over so well.
Oh, my God.
And she just glares at me. And I say, okay, I got it. So I get off the bar stool, and I go up to the stage, and, I pack up my stuff. Like I said, they had a house drum set, so I didn't have much to pack up. And so I packed up, like my stick bag and my snare, and I'm leaving
Pack
the
up
stage.
and leave.
And I still had to do the walk of shame.
Oh, my God.
Across the showroom floor. I mean, have you ever really had to do the walk of shame? And,
You did this to yourself.
And, people are calling out from the bar, hey, I hope you guys have good day jobs.
Oh, my God.
I could hear somebody ask her, was this really the band? These guys weren't the band, were they? They thought we were like a comedy act. They didn't think we were really the band. They thought we were just, we were a comedy act, but not intentionally. So anyway, I would do the walk of shame. I'm walking down the steps because you had to go up the steps to get to this place. And at this point, Cannabis Carlos is walking up the steps because he's finished his joint.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what's going on. His eyes are all red. And he sees me walking out with my bags in my hand. He goes, what's up, brother? And I said, we're done, man. Go pack up your guitar and let's go. Let's go down to the go up to the lab, which is the Lincoln Avenue Brewery in Calistoga. I can't mention that place. And he said, why? And I said, trust me, man, we're done here. We're finished. We're not going to play here. And so he didn't really know what was going on, but he packed up his guitar and left. And I assume they told Frank the Tank and Two Tire Tony after they left the restroom that we were done that night. But anyway, that's a true story. That's
Oh
not.
my God. Every time you told me Frank the Tank stuff, I keep thinking you were joking with me. You were that serious every time?
That's an actual person.
Oh my God. Well, I knew the person was an actual person, but the jokes that you tell me, it's like almost all the time. It's
And I'm
crack me up.
assuming they know they had these nicknames. They knew that at the time.
Not that I don't know. Maybe they
Oh,
do.
okay.
They're not very observant, so maybe they do.
So how long have you been in the band together?
Hmm?
How long you been in the band together?
Oh, this was a couple of years ago.
Oh my
No,
God.
we haven't played since.
Since that act? Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, no, there was one other incident after that one.
Well, tell us.
It was a New Year's gig, and
Oh, I think I remember this one.
it was a very smaller venue. And long story short, we show up, and at this point, we're not even talking to each other.
Oh.
We're not rehearsing, we're not talking to each other. We don't particularly like each other, but we showed up. And okay, without saying where it was or the name of the venue, I told Frank the Tank how to get there. It was a community center.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, just, turn off this highway and then take this right. And then, it's right there. And we were setting up. And then Frank the Tank walked in the door, and he was wet, almost up to his chest, soaking wet, like he'd been wading in the lake. Because there was a lake nearby. And he said, hey, can you guys help me get my truck out of the water?
Oh.
Well, evidently what he had done, he had driven past this place. And it's in an area where there are keys, like channels of water, where there are private homes. And what he did was he was going to make a 3-point turn. He backed up, but he backed down a boat launching ramp.
Oh my God.
And his boat or his truck went down the ramp, which was slick, and it was submerged. The whole back end was submerged where his keyboards were. And he needed help pulling it out. And I called, I said, okay. So I called somebody, the lady who got us the gig. Her husband was a logger. He did tree trimming. I knew he had a pickup and a, rope. So they pulled his truck out. And long story short, it started because the water had not gone above the engine compartment. And Frank the Tank wanted to go ahead and do the gig, even though his equipment was destroyed. There was an old upright piano in there.
Oh.
And they were talking about doing the gig, finishing the gig. I said, forget it. We're done. We're a joke. All we've done is we just make fools out of ourselves. Give it up. Do something else. Find some other course in life. We suck as a band.
You should just be comedians. Like, just make skits.
Yeah. And anyway, that was the last time we played together. We saw each other at that gig. And but anyway, yeah, I was thinking of writing a book about my experiences with band.
Yeah,
because there's been other experiences that I've had. I mean, at rehearsals, meeting people for the first time, playing one gig, and then never being asked back. And there's been various disasters. So.
And I'm just curious, after hearing about your band experience, are there any videos on YouTube or anywhere where we can see you from your?
None that I've shot.
No, okay.
None that I mean, maybe these days everybody's got a camera in their pocket.
Yeah, right.
So who knows what other people have shot, but nothing that we've shot.
So about that time where you told me Frank the Tank was reported missing.
Oh God, that was recent. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was found. What happened?
He wasn't really missing. He just he was in the
Disappeared?
hospital and he lost his phone, or his phone was dead, and nobody could contact him. And
but he's okay, right?
Yeah, he was okay. I mean, his sister posted to that Facebook page saying he was
missing.
In the hospital. But yeah, I remember they were questioning people, and the police showed up at my door and they were asking me
That's kind of scary.
Okay.
about him if I I could help them out as far as where he might be, who he might be with, if there's anyone who would want to do
Sound like a
him.
murderer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in the movies.
Hmm.
Have you ever thought about getting together and doing a reunion concert or anything?
No, these guys, no. I mean, when we weren't, the thing is, people have asked me. I mean, you guys are good musicians. If they know us individually, they said, "How? Why? What's the problem?" And the best analogy I can give is like with food. Okay, you like French fries, right? And you put ketchup on your French fries. That's good. All right. Would you put chocolate syrup on your French fries? No. Okay, that would be awful.
I know
You like
something
ice
that would
cream
happen.
though, right? You might put chocolate syrup on your ice cream. Would you put ketchup on your ice cream? No. That would be disgusting. So you can have these four things. You can have, ice cream, chocolate syrup,
But they don't go together.
ketchup, and French fries. And, one might complement the other quite well, but it would be disgusting with another one. Now, if you took all four of these ingredients and put them in a blender, mixed it all up together, and poured it in a
Ugh.
glass, would you drink that? No.
No.
It'd
No.
be disgusting. That's like the band. Okay.
Okay.
Four ingredients, they have to blend together well.
The fact
Uh,
that you dog on your band so much all the time, it's hilarious to me that I keep thinking that you're joking. Because I've never heard someone talk about their band like this. It's so funny.
Well, I mean, everybody, when they ask me about, are you in a band? I said, we stink. They think I'm kidding.
Exactly. That's why I always think you're kidding when you tell me about how y'all suck and y'all stink, y'all got canned, and you talk about Frank the Tank jokes. I'm like, I keep thinking you're joking with me all the time.
Actually, this lady who got us this gig down in this place down in St. Helena, where there was the infamous microphone in the restroom incident. I told her that, and she thought I was kidding. But she got us the gig anyway. I said, "Well, okay."
Oh.
And the next day, she called me, and because she was good friends with the couple who owned this venue,
Yeah.
and they
Oh
told her
no.
what happened. And she called me, and she said to me, she said, "Listen, you guys were hilarious, I hear, but I need a band for because she had a event. She owned her and her husband owned a big
Yeah.
winery in wine country, and they were having a big bash, and they wanted our band to play there. And she said, you guys were hilarious. I heard you were great, but I need a band for that night. But if I ever hear of any other place that you guys would be appreciated," because she thought we were a comedy act. She thought we were a comedy troupe.
Oh,
She didn't think we were a band.
I thought you're comedy too.
So
Yeah, and I didn't correct her. I said, "Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Maybe if you hear of some kid who's having a birthday party and they can't get a clown on short notice, give us a call."
So I'm wondering if Frank the Tank and the other band members also thought the band sucked, or was that just you?
I don't know. I think Cannabis Carlos did because he's moved.
Oh,
Because it's always high.
that's a new one. I don't think I Too Tired someone, but I don't think I heard about Cannabis Carlos.
No, he was the one
Cannabis
who was outside smoking the joint the
Smoking.
whole
He
time.
came
He
back
wasn't
in. He
there.
had no idea what's happening.
Okay,
No.
okay.
And he packed his guitar and left because Chris
Oh.
was like, "Go, you should leave. It's over." Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, I'm like scrolling back through our message like March last year. You said Frank like kissing the mic and he got electrocuted.
That's why he got the headset mic.
That's so funny.
That's why he got the headset mic.
And
it
that
was
caused a
cordless,
lot of
so,
problems too. He should have just taken it off.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. The electrocution.
oh my God.
Wow.
But yeah, like the last 3 gigs we were booked at, we got canned without even playing a song. So that's hard to do.
I don't even know how y'all even got booked to start with.
Well,
Yeah, you don't have any like samples anywhere, you know?
we got some stuff up there on Facebook. The guy who recorded it made a mistake,
Oh.
and instead of posting the videos in the video section, he posted the videos as a comment under a post, so they can't
Oh,
be easily found. I'm not going to
right.
tell you what the site is because I don't want,
Yeah.
but there are a bunch of videos of us. We just posted them in the wrong section.
I want to
Oh,
know.
So,
Two tired Carlos.
no, it's
Two
too
tired
tired.
Tony. Two
Cannabis
tired Tony.
Carlos. And one
Cannabis
time, I mean,
Carlos.
Cannabis
Right, right.
Carlos didn't play with us a couple of times. We had to cancel gigs because he was playing with another band, so we got Grody Jody instead. And
Jody Curly.
one time we played with Tone Deaf Tom
Tone deaf. How
and
you play with a tone deaf person?
Rusty Randy.
Oh my God. I love these nicknames you give everyone. That's so funny.
yeah.
But I mean, I've changed their names to protect the not so innocent.
Not so innocent. Okay, so uh I know that you like to dress up uh y- it's like someone in a baseball
Baseball Fury.
baseball, yeah, there you go.
Baseball Fury.
He's your favorite to dress up as. I noticed that
Yeah.
you're always him.
Well,
Is there a
sometimes I dress
connection?
like that around the house, just to, like, the closer it gets to Halloween, sometimes I'll dress like that all the time.
Just
Oh,
with paint and
cool.
everything?
Yeah, I put on the
Wow.
makeup and everything because, and I have a large collection of Halloween masks
I do too.
at home, a huge collection. And I usually, like, I'm not wearing a mask now because of this interview, but usually when I come home, I'll put on a Halloween mask so the face I see in the mirror is not my own.
Wow.
But yeah, one Halloween, I'm a big fan of the movie The Warriors, the 1979 film The Warriors. Have either of you ever seen it or heard of it?
I
I
haven't.
have
It's a
not.
big cult favorite. Anyway,
The Warrior.
in that film, there's a gang. It's based in New York City. It's based on a novel by Saul Ulrich, and it has to do with a group of soldiers who are caught behind enemy lines, and they have to get back to their home base, but they have to fight their way back because, like I said, they're behind enemy lines, and they encounter these other armies. Now, in this film, it's based in New York City. It's sort of a futuristic film. It stars Michael Beck and Deborah Van Valkenburg. Maybe you've seen her. She was in a sitcom called Too Close for Comfort in the 80s. Anyway, and it's about the gang that have this large meeting. They're going to this large meeting, and the leader of the biggest gang calls a truce because his master plan is for all the gangs to band together and just take over the entire city. Okay. Anyway, he is shot at the meeting while he's giving this speech, and their chaos erupts. And here are the Warriors. They're based in Coney Island, and they're now in, I believe, for the Bronx or Manhattan, and they have to get home. Anyway, they encounter these various gangs on the way home, and one of the gangs is the Baseball Furies, and they dress in New York Yankees uniforms with Kiss-style makeup. And the reason for that is the director, Walter Hill, he was big fans of both. He was a Yankees fan and a Kiss fan. This was 1979. And so he sort of combined the two. Anyway, the costume is based off the leader of the Baseball Furies, and it's pretty authentic. As a matter of fact, when I was putting together the costume, I contacted the actor, who's actually a stuntman, he's not an actor, who played the leader of the Furies. His name is Jerry Hewitt. He passed away in November of 2020. And he had a website because he's a top stunt coordinator. He's worked on a lot of shows like Law and Order SVU and countless films. This was his first gig, The Warriors, in 1979. And he had a website, and I was going to send him a message because I was trying to put together the outfit, and I wanted to be as authentic as possible. And I couldn't identify the shoes they were wearing. Anyway, and there was a couple of other items. So I decided I'd send him a message through his website. So I went to his website, and there was also a phone number. So I figured, what the heck, I'll call it and leave him a voice message and ask him. Maybe he'll call me back, maybe not, but I'll give it a shot. So I called the number, and he answered. Hello? And I said, hello, is this Jerry Hewitt? Yeah. Oh, and I was caught off guard. I wasn't expecting to actually talk. And I told him who I was and why I was calling. And I asked him, about the uniforms they wore in the film. And it had been like over 30 years at this point. And I said, what were the shoes you guys were wearing in that film? And he said, oh, I don't know. I mean, it's whatever the wardrobe department gave us, because to them, it was just a gig. They had no idea it was going to go on to become the big cult favorite that it was today. And so he didn't know, but he was gracious, and he thanked me, thanked me for being a fan, and I thanked him for his time. And I later found out what the shoes were, and I put together a really authentic uniform. It's pretty much spot on from what the guys wore in the film. And he lived long enough to appreciate the cult status that the film had achieved, because he appeared at a lot of events and conventions, and he signed autographs and that before he passed. But these days it's still enjoying resurgence. But you should check it out. The Warriors, 1979.
I will look for that for sure.
Walter Hill was the director.
Okay.
Stars Michael Beck, Deborah Van Valkenburg, and those are the only.
Michael Beck, James Remar, Deborah Van Valkenburg, David Patrick Kelly.
Yeah,
that's
David Patrick Kelly. Warriors come out to play. That guy.
The truth is, with all the movies I have, that I could have it in there somewhere and have forgotten about it. Actually,
it's a pretty decent name. Yeah, a lot of actors before they were.
Yeah, the guys who played the baseball Furies were stuntmen. They weren't actors because they had no lines. The gang was silent. The way it moved, they were really eerie, and they were one of the most popular gangs in the film. But they were all stuntmen because since they had no lines, it didn't make any sense to hire actors and then have stuntmen do the stunt. So they just had the stuntmen be the gang. And Jerry Hewitt, he was the leader of the baseball Furies. He's the one out in front, and he's the one who does the fall. And that was just probably one of the most memorable scenes in the film. The fight with the baseball Furies. They were out of Riverside Park, is where their turf was. So, anyway, when I dress as that character, usually I go to large events, and there's a handful of people who know who I am.
Right, Ritter.
Okay, well, I was wondering, Chris, of all the interviews you've done so far, which is your favorite and why?
I'd have to say the one I did with Deborah Lamb in 2011, because the first time I saw Deborah was on the cover of a motorcycle magazine called Supercycle. The second time I saw her was on the cover of Easy Riders. And I said, that's the same model. Now, this was in the 80s, long before the internet. So you couldn't just go to Google and find out who somebody was.
Yes.
They just gave her name as Debbie. And Easy Riders and the other magazine were published in L.A., so I figured, she's an L.A.-based model. And then I saw her, when's the next time I saw her? I saw her in a video. It was shot at a Hollywood nightclub, and they once again introduced her as Debbie, and I said, I recognize her. But I didn't have any other information other than her name was Debbie, and she was a LA-based model. And then there was a magazine called Focus. It was a small magazine. It was, the physical size was small. And I picked up a copy of that, and they used to do the backgrounds of a lot of scream queens like Julie Strain and Brinke Stevens, Linnea Quigley.
Yeah.
And I picked up an issue focusing on her, Deborah Lamb, and that was the first time I got her last name. But this was still like 94, before the internet, but at least I had a name. And then I saw a couple of her films that she was in, because she'd done quite a few B movies.
Yes.
And I don't know, fast forward to 2011, I was just wondering whatever became of her. So I Googled her name, which you could do at this point. And she used to have a psychic healing website. I don't think she does it anymore. But I saw it was her. And so I sent her a message, and I, told her I was a fan, and I'd like to do an interview, because I was doing Idol Features at this point. I didn't hear back from her, so I figured she just probably wants to forget about her past. but it turns out she didn't get my message.
Oh.
And then we had a mutual friend in Raina Young. Raina is a San Francisco-based independent film producer, and at this point, Deborah was living in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay
Oh.
Area, and she told Deborah Lamb that I was trying to reach out to her. Then Deborah contacted me, and so we set up an interview, and I think we talked for like 3 hours on the
Wow.
telephone that night. Yeah, and she was great. You know, she was telling me, I mean, I knew more about the old stuff she'd done than she could remember. And so we did a really great interview, and I think it's one of the best interviews ever done with Deborah Lamb.
Aw.
Okay.
And I've
So-
met her a few times since, and we've become good friends.
Oh, I was gonna ask you that. Have you ever met any of your interviewees?
Oh yeah,
Interviewers?
of course Deborah, and a few of the others. I've sat down and talked with some for an interview, some after the interview.
Have you
Once in a while.
have you ever done an interview in person?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
Like Deborah, Zambarella, the bassist for Measure Chups. I interviewed her backstage
Oh,
at
fun.
on their first U.S. tour.
Wow.
Yeah, and a few of the most recently there was a burlesque troupe that appeared
Yeah.
up in my neck of the woods, and I decided to interview them. So I went backstage after the show to interview them. They were all from South America, by the way, which I
Wow.
didn't know. They were touring throughout the entire U.S. I mean, they really had a busy schedule too. And so, yeah, once in a while, when the opportunity presents itself, you know, I'll do an interview in person. But I usually record it, and then I'll transcribe it. These days, it's easy to transcribe an interview.
Oh
It's
yeah.
auto.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, you can correct the grammar
Right.
Yeah.
and the typos. But yeah,
So
before
if you
you
could,
have to listen to it and do it yourself.
yeah, if you could interview any woman for what I'll call the holy grail of interviews, who would that be and why?
The holy, I mean, my holy, me, my personal holy grail. Maybe
Yeah.
it's, maybe I did get in contact with her, but maybe January 1977 playmate Susan Kiger.
Oh.
She was one of the most popular playmates of the late 70s. And then she just disappeared after her 1982 movie Death Screams disappeared.
Sometimes you
She
make
never
it,
did
you
anything.
make
She
it
never
good.
made any appearance for Playboy, never appeared in anything else. And a lot of people, not just me, wondered what happened to her. And we didn't think she'd passed away because even if she wanted to completely disassociate herself with Playboy magazine, which I believe she has for reasons unknown, if she passed away, they would get word of it and they would publish it.
Yeah.
They would know. They would somehow find out, but she just simply disappeared.
What's her
And
name again?
Susan Kiger,
Susan Tiger.
Kiger. Yeah, Susan Lynn Kiger, January 1977. And she was very popular. She was in a film called Hots with Danny Bonaducci from Partridge Family fame, and she did a lot of B movies. And she appeared on a lot of TV, in small parts, in a lot of TV shows of the late 70s, early 80s, but then just disappeared. Anyway, she resurfaced in 2023 at a signing event.
Oh.
And actually, a colleague of mine went down there and met her. And there had been no photos or anything published of her in all these years, but there she was. She was at a signing event, and it was her.
Interesting.
She didn't say what she'd been doing. She just had been living a private life. She works as a hairdresser in Southern California.
She's
But
gorgeous.
she never said why she just disappeared from public life and why she disassociated herself with Playboy magazine. She never appeared at any fan events, never any signing events until this one
Well, I
a
guess
few
you
years
made enough
ago. And
money. You don't need to keep doing it. You know,
yeah, but you usually you'd figure, you know, they'd
got
have
a family and want to get out
and
of
so
it.
yeah, I guess. I mean, well, she abruptly just disappeared, never did anything since '82. So I would like to interview her and ask her, you know, what happened? Why was the reason you just completely disappeared from the public eye for so long? And probably another one would be Sung Yi Lee, the Korean model, whom appeared in Night on the Water And I believe, last I heard, she was a personal trainer in L.A., but she disappeared from the public eye as well. She hasn't done any films or any modeling. She abruptly shut her website down.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's just a few that have, I guess, it kind of intrigues you when somebody just suddenly disappears
Yeah.
from the public eye.
But you know they're alive.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah, but
disappear.
are still alive. If they passed
Yeah.
away, okay, that's one thing. But
But what I
kinda
found
wild.
with getting the possible Grail interview is it's always best just to ask, because
Yeah.
you never know. Someone may be perfectly okay with it and be even excited about it.
oh, I have
I've
sent Susan messages about it, but they've just
Yeah.
been gone unanswered.
Yeah.
Sungy as well. So
Yeah.
they're obviously just not interested.
Right.
They're
They
just done with the entertainment world.
Yeah, sometimes they're just finished with it and want to live a private life and leave all that in the past and don't want to relive it or don't want to be asked any
Yeah.
questions about it.
They just don't
For-
want to be harassed by what you call it, the God, I forgot, paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
it's hard to-
weren't that big, but
No, back in the days of Playboy, they get harassed pretty bad.
well, she appeared at signing events and things like that. She was popular then, but after her last film in '82, then she just disappeared. So,
Okay.
uh,
Oh,
let's see. I think Sung-Yi Lee. She made an appearance in Korea. This is when I was in the military, though. I heard about it, and I couldn't get to see her. I had duty that day or something. But she did a signing event at one of the local theaters in the same city where I was stationed at the time. So I missed her there. But yeah, those are a couple that come to mind. Of course, I could think of a few others. But those are the two that pop into my mind.
Brennan?
so for the listeners out there who might be interested in starting a website like you have and doing interviews like this, what advice would you give to people just getting into doing this?
Want to start a website? You can actually start a free one with WordPress or Blogger, and just start writing. Just start writing interviews or writing articles, reviews. Reach out. If you're interested in doing interviews with actors or actresses, don't reach out to A-listers because chances are it's
Right.
not going to go. It's not even going to reach them.
Going
It'll
to
reach
their
the
agent,
managers.
and then they're
Yeah.
like gone.
Yeah.
Or if it, reach out to like somebody who's starting out and wants to develop a presence out there in
Right.
social media and out there. But also you have to have something to show that you are experienced in this realm. So yeah, start out, just write reviews, write articles, things like that. It's free if you want to start like a site on WordPress or Blogger. If you want to get your own domain name, which you should do, you should get your own domain name. It's
Yeah, I
not that
have that.
expensive. So just
Yeah.
just start writing. It's
So-
easy.
Yeah. And so speaking of that, as a fellow writer dealing with writer's block sometimes, the way I deal with it is I just start writing. And I find that if you just start, since there's a million ways to potentially do something, it just falls into place after that. So what is your approach to dealing with writer's block? Or maybe you don't have it, but it...
No, I mean, just take a break from it. You don't have to write an entire article, review, interview, whatever, all
Right.
at once.
Right.
You can write a bit, save,
Yeah.
come back to it later, add to it. Then you might want to edit something. You can say, "Oh, I can word that better," or
Yeah.
even come up with a better title. But write something and save it, and you can get back to it later. Right now, I have 40 some articles pending.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yeah, and you just get back to them when I'm inspired to. So don't feel pressured to have to get something out unless you're on a deadline. If you're on some
Right.
sort of a deadline,
Sure.
like sometimes Maya puts me on a deadline.
Oh,
Sorry.
really? Oh, I didn't know
Get
that.
something published. Like she'll say, "I'm public. I want to get everything ready by this date.
I
You have
need
the
this
interview
done
ready."
by this date.
A lot of times, from the ladies.
You always
Um,
make it. You always make it.
yeah. Well, when they do, and yeah, just don't. If it's an article that you're working on, like a review that doesn't have a due date, just do what you can. Get back to save it. Get back to it later. Mhm. And
Gee,
another thing about like getting starting a website, I think the formatting is almost as important as the content.
yes.
Like, it should look good.
Yeah.
Everything should be uniform. Like I'll see some blog. There's one blogger. He's uh, a San Francisco Bay Area blogger who blogs about the news personalities in San Francisco. It's an excellent blog, but his formatting is terrible. The pictures are all of different sizes. He doesn't have it justified. It looks very amateurish. The look of it. The content is great. It's top notch, but the look of it. So it's very important to have a very neat, clean look. Like justify the font, have the photos all the same size. Have a good looking logo, have a good looking sidebar, things like that. I think that's very important.
Right.
Aesthetically, you want the website to look good. It looks more professional than if you have something that just looks like an amateur blog. So I think that's important too, the formatting.
Yeah, it is very important. And one of the challenging things with that is that if you got started in it longer ago, you might have started with what was the best platform for it at the time, but things change so much, and then you get all this stuff on a website. It can be so difficult to update it, really. It's a bit of a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of all the things you do so much. What hobbies do you have?
What do I do? Like, what do I do for fun?
Yeah.
I bite the heads off of rats.
Really?
You're making up jokes again.
That's
You love
well,
to make up stuff.
it's such a
I'm sorry.
deadpan
I've
delivery
I've
on
always
that.
wanted
Yeah,
to say that ever
yeah.
since I heard it. Ever since I heard it said to Mickey Rourke and Angel Heart.
Ah,
If you ever watch the film Angel Heart, somebody says Mickey Rourke asks somebody that question. And he said,
we're both like,
Well,
I've always wanted to say that. Another
Well-
thing I've always wanted to say, I've always wanted to appear on a show and drank something from a glass and said, "Hey, this is water." I've always wanted to say that since I heard Gene Krupa say it in the Benny Goodman story. So now,
now you did.
that's something off my bucket list.
I love your sense of humor, the way you deliver those lines, and I'm not quite sure whether you're serious or not, but it's
That's why I
yeah.
never know if he's serious about his band or not. I'm like,
Well,
are you serious right now?
I thought I was good at that, but Chris has me beat on that right there.
Yeah. He would tell me things about his band almost like every month or so, and then would tell me things. I would like, there's no way this is real. This has to be a joke. And he would just tell me that they didn't even get up there. They got I was like, there's no way this is real. Apparently it is. So every time he tells me these things, I'm like, that's a joke. That has to be a joke. I just laugh because it can't be real. And it is real. It's so crazy. It's wild.
But anyway, in answer to your question, besides dressing like a baseball fury, I have a classic motorcycle, 1972,
Oh,
Honda CB750 that I like to ride around and play with, and I sort of got it by default. I bought it new, or not new. I bought it from the second owner like new, back when I was only 18.
oh
And I
wow.
rode it every day almost for several years. Then it was in storage for 25 years.
Oh my.
And then I've been restoring it little by little. It's not like mint condition, because it's ridden regularly. But these days, whenever I go out and ride it, it always attracts attention because you don't see bikes like this on the road.
Yeah.
I have pictures of it on my Instagram, and you just don't see bikes like this anymore. And it's original mostly. I've done modifications to it. It's not all original, but yeah, I love that bike.
Oh man. Let me check your
And
Instagram.
what else? I have a boat.
You have a
Where am
boat?
I going? Yeah,
Oh my goodness,
not
living the
not a
life.
large boat, but I enjoy that, and
Do
I
you go
enjoy.
fishing or do you just
I
ride
do
it?
fish, but I just do it just for recreation, sightseeing, and things like that.
Do you collect anything?
Yeah, I noticed you have a collection behind you,
Yeah,
Chris.
that's just a small tip of the iceberg.
I
Yeah.
collect a lot of stuff. I like Funko Pops, figures like that. I
Oh,
collect a lot of posters. I mean, this is nothing behind me here.
yeah.
A lot of. I always try to get autographed 8x10s from
Yeah,
ladies
me
I
too.
interviewed or just people I meet.
Uh-huh.
So I have hundreds of those. And posters, I try it when I was in Korea. Whenever I would see a stage play, I'd always get the poster, and I would always try to get the cast to sign it. And I have a
Yeah.
huge collection of autograph posters, um, T-shirts from films or certain events, military artifacts.
Oh,
I
me
kept,
too. Wow.
yeah,
We have a lot
some
in
of it,
common, Chris.
some of it is mine. Were you in the military?
I was not in the military, but I collect militaria.
Hmm.
I'm a member of the Ohio Valley Military Society.
Ah,
And yeah, we
mhm.
have the largest show for that right here in Louisville, Kentucky every year.
Ah, okay.
Do
Yeah,
you
I
have
collect stuff that I've gathered myself while I was
Yeah.
in, and
Oh,
other things.
okay. So you
By the way,
collect
I was the
action?
last one in the U.S. Army to wear Specialist 5 rank.
Oh,
oh,
I was not authorized to wear it. They did away with that rank back in the mid 80s. But one day I decided to put Specialist 5 rank on just to see if anybody would catch it. Nobody caught it. So yeah, I was the last soldier in the U.S. Army to wear a Specialist 5 rank.
oh,
Absolutely
really?
unauthorized, and I would have gotten in some trouble for it if somebody
Oh,
had caught me. But I figured, I bet I can get away with this just one day. So that's what I
wow.
did.
oh, I
Yeah.
see you
So,
have a kitty cat.
Oh, yeah, I like cats.
How many do you have?
The ones that come around are just feral cats. I don't know if you're looking at the orange cat.
The orange one.
Yeah, I had to have him put down recently. He was really
Oh,
old. Yeah, but
he lived a good life.
yeah, I had that
mm,
cat was the only one of all the stray cats that would actually come who was friendly. I feed the cats, but the black ones they're different. They would always run from me, even though I'm the guy
Oh,
feeding them.
yeah.
But this orange guy came around one day, and he stuck around after I fed him. He didn't run,
Aw.
and he let me pet him. He was completely different than the black ones. And I guess he felt, oh, this guy's a good guy. So he would just
Guy's a
come right
good
up to me
guy.
after a while. Yeah,
Aw.
he was a good cat. He was old though. He was missing bottom teeth, and
Oh no.
he looked like he led a rough life. He always had scratches on his nose from fights he'd
Oh
gotten in with
my.
other cats or raccoons or whatever he had around here. But yeah,
Do you
yeah,
have
like
any other pets?
no, no,
Like
no, just
just my
the
cats.
cats that came around.
Chris, being a big fan of horror and science fiction movies myself, I always like to ask first of all, if you like those genres of film, and if so, what are a couple of your favorite films?
Yeah, I'm a huge horror fan. Science fiction, not so much, unless we're talking like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, okay.
Um, some of my favorite films, of course, like I like the classic Universal ones. The Dracula,
Yeah,
Frankenstein. I like
right.
the zombie classics, the original Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead. I thought the remake of was it Dawn of the Dead, 2004.
Yeah.
That was
They-
one of my favorites because I
yeah.
think that was the first one where they used the zombies were fast moving.
Yes.
In previous ones, the zombies were all slow and
Right.
clumsy, but in
Right.
that one, the zombies were running after you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I think one of the most terrifying scenes from that one was one of the early scenes where her husband turns and she escapes through the bathroom window, gets into the car, and you can see him chasing after the car at full speed. And then at this point, it's broken out, and then he realizes he can't catch up to her, so he does an immediate right and attacks a neighbor. That's one of the most terrifying films, the 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead, because they use the fast-moving zombies.
Yeah.
Like I said, Rocky Horror show, hot classics like Halloween. It's irritating when they make so many remakes, though, and they don't
Yes. Yeah.
keep the continuity. I thought
Right.
Halloween was a classic. Halloween 2 was the best horror remake ever because it
Yes.
literally picked up right where the original left off. You can show them back to back. I mean, it picked up
Yes.
from the point where he gets up from the ground,
Yeah.
and they're looking for him that night. Halloween 3, of course, had nothing to do with the first two. It was a good movie in itself. A lot of people bash Halloween 3.
Hmm.
It was good in itself, but it should not have been released as part of the franchise.
Right. That was Season of the Witch, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good movie in
It
itself,
was.
but people wanted, we're looking for Michael Myers. I'm sure
Right.
people who were looking at that film said, well, okay, where's Michael?
Yeah.
So that was a mistake. Then they picked up with Halloween 4, but they lost a lot of the continuity at that point. Halloween 4 was only 10 years after the original, and here's Laurie Strode's 8-year-old daughter. So good virgin Laurie had a kid right out of high school. It makes sense. Who was the father? We know it wasn't Ben Tramer, because he was the one killed in the fiery crash. So, it just loses consistency as it goes. And the more remakes that are made, and then, of course, there are remakes where they decide to ignore everything else and make a
Right.
new version. I think they should just leave the classics alone. Sometimes they remake a film just because it's so many years old, like Psycho. Did you see the, I think it was 98 remake of Psycho?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, they based on the exact same script, bigger name actors, but it's like they mailed their performances in. They just follow the script, follow the lines, and why? What was the point?
Yeah. Well, since Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorites, what did you think about the remake of that, which was considerably different?
It was good. They added, of course, they added more gore.
Yeah.
More explicit
liked it.
violence, and because I guess they felt that's what the fans wanted.
Yeah.
Although I think that nothing can compare with the classic, the original, and that one. That's in the remake of Texas. Yeah, it was good.
Jennifer Beals was in that, I think. Yeah.
Jennifer Beals.
Yeah, I think she was. Yes.
Jennifer Beals. I know she
Wait
was
a minute,
in
hold
one
on
of.
a second.
She was in one of the Ring sequels. Jennifer Beals from Flashdance.
Wait a minute, then I've got it mixed up. There was one. It was an actress with the name. Well, we don't have to keep talking about that, but that's it was an actress with the last name Beals. Jessica Beals.
Jessica Beals.
I was going to say Jessica.
Okay, I'm glad I thought of that before. Yeah, right. Okay, Jessica. Thank you.
But a lot of times the remake stands on their own merits. Otherwise, you're going to compare it to the original, and it pales in comparison.
Sure.
And I don't think it's necessary to remake and sometimes it doesn't work when you put them in the modern day. Because what do we have these days? If you're making a film in the modern day, like I don't know, He Knows You're Alone. That was with Carol Kane, where she gets the call from the guy who's stalking her.
Yes.
And they call her back, the police department, and says, the calls are coming from inside the house. Get out right now. It wouldn't work today because everybody has a cell phone. You can see caller IT.
And then some remakes, I think you'd agree, are just absolutely unnecessary. The original is such a classic. Like my favorite film, Alien, can't ever do that any better, so don't ever even try.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like Psycho. What was the point?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I can understand if they make variations on the original characters. Like I thought one good, it's not a horror film, but The Bad News Bears, about the Little League baseball team, they remade that. and they changed a lot of it around, and it worked. It was really good the way they changed things around. They changed the characters around. It was still good. It was different. It was based on the same premise. The Rogue Little League baseball team. That was a good remake. But if you're gonna, if they're gonna make changes, make them for the better. Otherwise, what's the point? Unless you're just doing it to sell tickets. Unless somebody, the fans, of course, if somebody's a huge fan, or even of a certain director, they're gonna go see his film. Even if it turns out not to be a good one, of course. Like Stanley Kubrick, Shining. I heard Stephen King did not like Kubrick's Shining at all, and there was a remake of The Shining made in '98. I believe that I still have yet to see. Have you seen that, Chris?
I have not seen that. No.
It stuck much closer to the book than
Oh.
Kubrick's version did. And it's basically, I think Stephen King oversaw that one because Kubrick took too many liberties. He changed too many things, and Stephen King was said not to have liked Stanley Kubrick's 1980 version of The Shining that would star Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall.
I'm thinking, was this maybe a TV series? I'm not sure. The remake, I'm not sure because I mean, if I will definitely want to see this if it follows the book. Yeah.
Carrie, they remade that twice,
Yeah.
which I don't think was necessary.
No.
The second version followed the book more closely. I think it was actually a made for TV version than the original version with Sissy Spacek. But of course, I think the De Palma's version was much better. That was De Palma,
Yes.
Brian De Palma. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Sometimes what I'll do is, when the conversation rolls around to like high school days and prom days, I'll say that, when I was in high school, my girlfriend, she wanted me to take this other unpopular girl to school because, she wanted her to be more involved with things, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just follow the story of Carrie, and sometimes they'll catch it and sometimes they won't. I do that for fun.
For fun. I meant to ask you, as much as you're involved around the film industrial, like you interview, you do movie reviews and stuff like that, have you ever gotten involved in filmmaking or want to?
No, not really. I appeared in a couple of film. One was by Raina Young,
Oh,
who's a San Francisco-based filmmaker. I don't know if that'll ever come to light.
oh,
I did I did a scene for her. It's stars Kelsey God, I don't want to mispronounce her name. Zurkowski.
Zukowski?
Do you know her?
Yeah,
Chris?
yes, I do. She has written, she has contributed an article to my website. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It starred her. I don't know if it's ever going to come to light. The title of the film, or at least the working title, was Inncterview, which I think is a mistake because it's such a common word. It's such a generic title. I can think of 2 movies off the top of my head with that title. So I don't know if that's ever going to come to light. I did a scene in that one for Raina back in 2015. And I appeared in a couple of other videos that are on YouTube. One was a short film by Andrea Boyer, who's a friend of mine.
Oh.
She lives in Germany.
Well, we know her, Maya. Andrea Boyer.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
on your
yeah,
magazine
yeah.
cover, remember? Yeah.
Mhm.
not from this country.
No, it's
I can't
Austria.
remember. Austria, yeah.
Yes. And I reviewed her film. Yes.
Yeah,
Very
she's
talented.
she's German. She's based in Germany.
Yeah, okay, Germany. Sorry, Germany.
Yeah, because Chris was the one who, I think, Chris Charles was the one who introduced me to her when
Yeah,
I did.
she's originally
Okay.
from Romania, but she immigrated to Germany when she was young, and she's made a few films there. She made one called Julia. I think you did a review
Julia.
Yes.
of her film Julia 17.
I did. Yes. Very interesting, awesome film. I liked it a lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So not ever gonna be involved in filmmaking. Gotcha.
Okay.
Unless I wouldn't actively pursue it. But if someone asked me,
But if someone asks you, what role would you take in filmmaking? What are you
I would.
interested in?
Oh, I would probably, I'd like to take the role of a side character, maybe a cop who
Oh,
interrogates someone. One of, I
detective.
guess, yeah, one of my favorite actors is Dennis Franz, who appeared in NYPD Blue. Do you remember Dressed to Kill?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember the scene where he is interrogating Nancy Allen's character because she was the one who actually witnessed the murder of Angie Dickinson? He always has played this wisecracking, smartass cop. He
But
played
you
the
wanted.
same character in Hill Street Blues, the same character in NYPD Blue. He's great. Nobody does it better than Dennis Franz as this wisecracking, smartass cop, hard nosed cop.
Yeah.
And I just love that scene where he's interrogating Nancy Allen. At first he plays it off like he doesn't have her rap sheet. Then he does. He's all right. Let's cut the shit, Miss Blake. So yeah, I'd like to play like a part like that.
That's fun.
Sort of a side character, not a main character. See, what was I gonna say? I can't remember now. It slipped my mind. About somebody asked me if I were going to write. I did an interview with a lady. She has a website. It was an online interview, and she asked me if I were going to make my own film, who would you cast in it? And I ran off the names of several ladies I had interviewed. I said it would probably take place in a town 10 years after a high school graduation, and there'd be a reunion of a cast. There's a murder. They're looking around at each other to see who the person might be. Who would I cast for the students? I gave a list of names. Who would I cast for the returning faculty? I gave a list of names of older ladies, and one of them didn't really appreciate it. Even she, oh, it's good to be mentioned, but I'm not as old as her.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Not all teachers are older, you know.
Yeah.
These people need to know that. Well, back in the days when you mention teacher, you think they're like, 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
But nowadays teachers are like as young as they're like early 20s. It's crazy.
Well, when they get started, yeah, I'm a retired
Yeah.
teacher. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
of course I was one of the older ones when I left, but there's all sorts of younger new teachers coming in. Yeah.
Back when I went to school, all of my teachers are like 50s and 60s.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what grade I was, they were always 50s and 60s. Nowadays, when I go walk into a school, these teachers are younger than me. They're like 20s and 30s. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And this is
it
how they
may
get a lot more, sexual allegations and stuff like that. I guess that's how a lot of this happens nowadays. Back in the days, you don't have sexy young teachers with like,
Yeah, I mean, whenever I'll hear about, the allegations of a young female teacher or teaching assistant
mhm.
molesting some, 15 or 16-year-old
Yeah.
boy, I'm always thinking to myself, God, where were these teachers when I was in school?
And when I was in school, no, there's nothing like that.
No.
No. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's
I taught English when I was in Korea
oh,
at a couple of different academies. As a matter of fact, that was my main job after I got out of the military there.
you're both teachers and now you're both writers.
Mm.
yeah.
So since what age you knew you wanted to write?
Oh,
When did you realize?
it was when I was an adult.
Oh, it wasn't until
You
you were
know,
an adult?
it wasn't something I always wanted to do since I was a kid. It was just something I sort of fell into as an adult. It was when I started the blog.
When
You
you
know,
were
and then
a kid,
when I was getting my degree, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I went to University of Phoenix, and they're very military friendly. They're very GI Bill friendly because they want that GI Bill money. And I wasn't even sure what I wanted and to do. And I took got my associates in general studies because I wasn't sure, and then I decided, well, I like journalism, so I got my degree in communications with a focus on journalism. And I enjoyed writing in it. I did become a better writer, but that was after I was an adult. It wasn't something I aspired to do since I was a kid.
so when you were younger, what did you want it to be when you grew up?
Oh yeah, that's when I was playing music. Yeah, I guess a musician. I wanted to be in a band.
You're still in a band.
Yeah, yeah,
You're still a musician.
yeah. I still play, of course. I play every day, but I'm not currently in a band. But I got some good stories to tell.
You got a lot of stories to tell.
Oh,
Mhm.
what instrument do you play?
I play primarily the drums.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I also play some guitar and piano, and
Do you
I
sing?
sing. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. You are multi-talented.
Oh yeah.
Probably one of my biggest thrills was when I met Randy Meisner, who was the original bassist with the Eagles. I admired him for years. I met him when he played. His band was playing up near me. Oh, this was years ago, back in '92, and he passed away in 2023. But he was really a great guy. He was one of the most genuine musicians. He left the Eagles at the end of their Hotel California tour because of conflicts within the band.
Mm.
But yeah, he was great. He was like one of my musical heroes, and he was just as genuine and down to earth as he could be when I met him. He's a great guy. He never really he was the type of guy who just never knew how great he was. Joe Walsh said that about him in an interview because he was with the Eagles during the same time, and he said Randy never knew how great he was. He was just very humble,
Aw.
you know. So
Is there anyone on your list that you've always wanted to interview that you have not reached yet?
uh well, besides the aforementioned, I've pretty much given up on Susan Kiger since she has already surfaced now. She's still alive and well. She's
But
living a private life.
have
Sungi
you?
Lee, yeah, probably Sungi Lee. I haven't interviewed her. I have reached out to her. As far as every once in a while, I'll be looking on the internet or I'll get something in my feed. And she looks interesting. She looks intriguing. I'll write her name down or save her name. So I have a few on my list, but as far as someone I really have a burning desire to
Yeah,
interview,
that.
um, nobody comes to mind
Oh,
right now.
have you never thought of interviewing an A-lister?
Oh,
I
sure.
mean, it might not be possible to reach them, but have you
Yeah.
ever
But,
wanted to?
well,
Which
for
A-lister?
example, this lady Kells, I would like to really like to interview her. She's
Kels?
really up and coming, and right now I'm sure her plate's probably pretty much full. But I have sent her a message, and maybe she hasn't read it. Maybe at this point she has other people
Yeah,
reading her
reading it for her.
messages. Yeah, but yeah, that's one lady. She's really talented, and I don't know if you've
Kels?
seen her, Kells. Just look, Google singer Kells, and she conveys this trailer park woman image. Whenever she shoots a music video, it's like in a trailer park. It's like in front of an old debilitated house
I
that
see
needs
that.
painting. There's all this junk around the yard, and
Yeah,
she wears curlers and
got
Daisy Duke
curlers.
shorts. Yeah, she
She's so
conveys
cute.
that sort of image.
She's adorable.
Yeah, yeah, she is. Yeah, she's on my list.
What is her first name?
I don't even know. She
Kelsey
goes by
Oh,
Kelsey
Kelsey.
Hillock.
okay,
Kelsey
Kelsey.
Hillock.
Yeah,
Okay.
she goes professionally by Kells.
Hillock.
As a matter of fact, somebody pointed her out to me.
She's a rising independent singer and songwriter known for
Oh,
her bold vocals and genre bending style,
Yeah,
a
okay.
fast
blending
drive.
style and jazz, soul, pop.
Kells Hillock.
Yep,
Hillock. Okay.
Kelsey Hillock.
Kelsey. Okay. Kelsey Hillock.
Wow.
Hillock. Okay.
She gained national buzz by completely self-funding and playing 52 independent U.S. tour shows.
Yeah.
Self-funding. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And she started music at age 13.
hmm
Wow. I can see it. I can see that. She looks down to earth. When
Yeah, that's the image she
maybe,
conveys.
yeah,
She,
maybe eventually when she
it's
can
not,
get down to her thousands of emails, she'll find yours.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because usually when they get to a
Oh,
certain, point, their plates are full. They get, interview requests left and right, and they can pick and choose at that point.
Right.
Then there's some ladies I wouldn't mind doing a follow-up interview with. I did an interview with Jessica Cameron.
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
sure
yes.
yeah.
you're
Yes,
familiar
I
with
am.
her.
Yes.
This was back when she was rising, and she
Yes.
was happy. As a matter of fact, she was the first one who offered to send me an autograph photo.
Wow.
Yeah, offered to send me an
Mm-hmm.
autograph photo because she was so appreciative after I did her interview in
Aw.
20. I think it was early 2012 or late 2011 when I did her interview. These days, she's pretty well established in indie horror,
Too busy.
so
Yes.
she might not even answer my message these days.
Oh.
But there's a few others who I interviewed like Michelle Phan. She's not in the film industry, but she was a makeup vlogger. She's made literally millions. She's got her own brand now. She probably wouldn't even. I used to chat with her back in the old Zanga days. These days, I probably wouldn't even get a reply from her. But there's
You
a
don't
few
know that.
others. Hmm?
You don't know that. You never
Well,
know.
maybe. There's a few others. I have a list of interviews. I printed out a list of interviews in case I ran out of names or couldn't remember any names to drop. Sarah French, she's pretty big in indie horror. I interviewed her earlier. Um, there was a lady I interviewed fairly recently. She's in Bulgaria, I believe, Simona
Wow.
Rose.
Oh, I know her.
Um, there's one lady I interviewed, Lilith Kafka. She goes by Lilith Kafka. Her real name is Jackie Duza. And
Interesting.
it's funny. She used to do horror film reviews, and it's like the after I interviewed her, she immediately quit doing those reviews, and now she
That's weird.
does some other sort of form of journalism. She's still out there, but she stopped doing reviews right
Interesting.
after I interviewed her. Now she does brand marketing.
Oh,
Jessica Felice, she's a really talented
she's so
cosplayer.
cool.
Yeah,
She will answer you. Like
she
she
probably
will.
would. I did an interview with her. It was like 10 years ago now.
I talk to
that
her
I,
every month, every other week. I talk to her. I'm
yeah,
supposed to have her
she
on the
will reply.
podcast. She replies quickly. She's very appreciative.
Hmm.
She's cute. She's so bubbly and she's always there. She's really good.
And she really goes above and beyond when
Yes,
it comes to her cosplay outfits.
oh yeah.
She's very authentic when she puts together an outfit to be a specific
Yeah.
character. She did an awesome Vampirella.
Makeup, hair,
Yeah,
everything from pieces to pieces.
yeah,
She's amazing. Like
um,
her and Mel are like my girls.
yeah. Hmm. Um, Deborah Dutch. I did an interview with her. She was very gracious. She's a pretty big name in indie films. Um, some Tristan Risk. She was one of my favorites. She
Yes, I
came to
know.
prominence with American Mary,
Yes, with
Ah,
the Saska
the
sisters.
Saska sisters.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was their. I think their best was American Mary. She played this eerie character that you would never recognize her from the makeup she wore in this film. She wore a prosthetic. She was played Beatrice Johnson, who was a Betty
Ye-
Boop type of character. Very
Yes.
eerie
Yes.
film.
I think she had a high pitched voice,
Yeah, she
didn't
did the
she?
Betty Boop
Yeah.
voice.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
She's started
I,
as a burlesque performer in
I
Vancouver,
as a
and
matter of
she was
fact,
originally hired to be, I think, a technical consultant on that film, but they
as a
eventually
matter,
decided to
yeah. As a
cast
matter
her.
of fact, yeah, Maya, I think you watched American Mary
I
when you
think
were at my
yeah.
house one
I'm
time.
pretty sure
Yes.
I
Yeah,
did.
you did. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I think I fell asleep when I was watching, but I woke. I watched the whole. It's just I was tired, but I watched it right after that. I watched the whole thing. It's an excellent movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very good movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp fame. A few others. Let's see, Ariel Brockfeld. I haven't heard anything from her lately, but she was fairly busy uh, in independent films. And let's see what other names I have here to drop. Susie Lorraine, Teresa Kelton, Terry Jean Bedford, Linda Owen, Lila Stabbs, Lucy Eckerlin, Deborah Funez, who tragically passed away.
Oh,
Margaret Ann Garza was an up and coming name. She passed away. That was 2017, 9 years ago now. That
Wow.
was sort of a freak accident. She was one of the up and coming stars. She was an excellent singer too, in the Texas indie film industry. Um, and Roberta Gonzalez. I've done interviews with a few journalists. Roberta Gonzalez. She's very famous here in the Bay Area. She's a meteorologist, and she was so gracious. I mean, this isn't very often. On a whim, I just decided to contact her. She contacted me right back, and she did the interview with me between broadcasts. And she even sent
Wow.
me a photo of her backstage. This is when she worked for KPX5 in San Francisco. She's with Oakland, KTVU, I believe, now in Oakland. But yeah, she was great. She did it right between her news broadcasts. But I have a list, and sometimes I forget that I've done interviews with them until their names are brought up. I say, "Oh yeah, okay, I did an interview with
That's
her."
funny.
Yeah.
how
So,
many interviews have you done? Do you just?
well, I mean, I know there's 1,049.
Wow,
Ooh.
Well, there's
wow.
interviews and articles on the website. They're not all mine, but I've
Okay,
done mine are in the hundreds.
okay, that's still
Yeah,
a lot. Yes.
yeah. But Tracy King, yeah. There's a Ginger Lynn.
Gingerlin.
I did an
Oh,
interview with her. Very big name
Yes, she
yes,
in
has.
definitely.
the adult film industry in the 1980s.
Yes.
She did an independent film with a friend of mine who lives in the Modesto area, and she was he knows her personally, so she was one of the one cast. So I was doing interviews, a group interview with the other ladies in that film. Not anywhere near as well known, and I wanted to include Ginger, but I decided to do an interview with her separately. She was very gracious in
He is
doing that
very
interview,
sweet.
and I mean, we talked about her days in the '80s adult film industry. That was during the the home video explosion. She dated Charlie Sheen for a while, and she retired, and then she came back into the industry, and now she's So it was she was very gracious to do that interview with me. So yeah, there are a few well-known names here and there, and of course Patty Mullen, who did was Frankenhooker. She was very gracious doing the interview with me.
So, Chris, I know you have your official website, idlefeatures.com, and I know you're on Facebook, obviously. So, and Ineffective Magazine. But are there any other places where we can find your writing and interviews?
No, that would be it.
Okay, then we got it
That's what
all.
this title features is for.
All
For
right.
all my writings and interviews are there. That's why I started that site. I don't really contribute or write for other sites or blogs anymore these days. And what I post to Instagram is just whenever something strikes me
And if
as
anyone
interesting, I
does,
might post it. Hmm?
if anyone does want to contribute to your website as
Yeah,
a writer, how would they contact you?
there's links up top.
Okay.
Contact us.
Okay.
I have a frequently asked questions section, and one of the frequently asked questions is, "Do you accept contributors?" Yes, and there's a link to contact me. And
Okay.
if somebody has written something before and they want to submit a sample of their writing, they can attach that. So yeah, it's all right there up the menu up top. It's pretty
Yes.
easy to navigate.
Yep.
Contact us, contact Idle Features.
That's the same way with people wanting to be interviewed by you,
Yeah,
right?
if you want to be interviewed, if it's an agent or a manager who has a client that they want interviewed, they can do the same thing. Now I don't go through a third party. I will not do that. if somebody says, okay, send me the questions and I'll forward them on to her.
Oh, she have
No,
to.
I will only deal directly
Yeah.
with the person. I said she can, either contact me or you can give me her information and I'll contact her, but I will not go through a
How
third
do
party.
you delegate that? Like, if you have like 10 people sending a request in to be interviewed, do you uh like delegate out to different writers or you just do it yourself?
I've never had that many.
Yeah.
If I delegate, there's a couple of times I've asked, I think Gino, I asked if he wanted to interview this one lady who contacted me. And I asked Ashton if she would be interested because that was sort of more in her realm, but usually I'll handle it myself. I don't really delegate. I don't get that many. I'm not
Yeah.
inundated with a lot of requests to be interviewed. So, not really.
How many times have you been interviewed yourself?
Other than this time, one time was with, I can't remember the name of this lady's name.
Oh.
Eliza Gale. That's her name. I don't even know if she still has an interview site. She asked me if I wanted to be interviewed. It's out there. It's a text interview. I
Oh.
did that a few years ago, and that's that. Oh, when I was in Korea, I was interviewed. I think this is on my YouTube channel.
Oh.
I was interviewed by a show called Heart to Heart.
Oh,
It's
on a show.
yeah, it's a very popular show. They interview foreigners in Korea for
Wow.
whatever reason. I used to study. I told you I played the drums, and I used to study Korean traditional percussion at the National Center for Performing Arts in Korea. And she decided to interview myself and another gentleman who was from the Netherlands, I believe, about our experiences.
Hmm.
And the host's name was An Jung Hyun, and we called her Dimple Girl. The
Dimple
foreigners
girl.
that called her Dimple because when she smiled, she had these
She have big dimples.
big dimples. And this friend of mine said, "Man, I couldn't be interviewed by her because if I were interviewed by her, I would just stare at her
Fawn
dimples."
over her.
Yeah. And anyway, I think I have this on my YouTube channel, my personal one. There's an
What?
article on it. There's an article on her. I featured her, and there's a couple of stills from me being interviewed by her. But anyway, she talked to me and asked me about the class and my experiences because it's very rare for non-Koreans to play those instruments.
Is your
Anyway, at the
you?
end of the interview, when she was signing off, she said, "Okay, well, that will do it for this episode of Heart to Heart. Please join us." I interrupted her and I said, "Oh, by the way, I'd also like to add that I'm a big fan of yours." And she said, "Oh, thank you." And this was while the cameras were running. And I said, "As a matter of fact, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just turn the volume down on my TV and just stare at your dimples." "Oh, now you're embarrassing me." And then she finished her sign. Now I thought for sure they would edit that out.
They didn't.
No, they didn't. So yeah, I was proud of that. I said something that really needed to be said because there was she had a big fan base for her dimples in Korea, and so I said that, and it embarrassed her, but they left it in. They didn't edit it out. Maybe the guys in the booth didn't understand exactly what I said, but when I watched the interview I did with her, I said, "Oh, they left it in. They left it in." And I got a couple of phone calls from friends who were in Korea, foreigners who were in Korea, and said, "Hey, yeah, you told Dimple Girl about her dimples." So, yeah, I'm sure she'll always remember me.
I mean, it's on the YouTube, so it's the
Yeah, I think I
YouTube.
posted it to my YouTube channel. It's at the very end while she's signing off. Yeah, but An Jung Hyun, she's really a sweetheart. I'm not sure if I can't remember where she went to school, but she's a broadcaster in Korea, and she does a lot of English language programs where she hosted because she's fluent in both.
Did you
But
say it was on your personal YouTube or is it Idol Features?
no, it's not Idle Features. I think I posted it to my personal YouTube channel. But the name of the show was Heart to Heart.
Heart to
Okay.
heart. Heart.
Yeah, I don't think it's still on the air in Korea. This is over. Oh God, this is back in 2005. So, but yeah, it was a very popular show. They would interview foreigners in Korea for whatever reason. Just sometimes just they weren't doing anything that interesting. It's just that they were foreigners in Korea and they wanted
Yeah.
to ask about their
Yeah.
experiences
I,
in Korea.
When I was in China, I had people walking up to me in the restaurants wanting to interview me just because I was
Yeah.
a foreigner. I mean, just for
Yeah.
a news story, a local news story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I would get that sometimes. And what I would like to do is I would pretend I didn't speak English well. I would say I was from Italy or Germany and didn't really know English well.
You're probably
So
also a
that's
giant over there, so it's very noticeable.
yeah. Yeah, because when I lived in Korea after I got out of the military, I didn't live in a foreigner's area. I lived in a regular Korean neighborhood, so
Oh,
I was often the only non-Korean in a crowd. Whenever I take the subway, walk down the street, I'd always stand out, and people would say, "Well, you're probably used to it by now," and I said, "Yeah, I'm used to it, but I'm not comfortable with it."
yeah.
Because I'd always stand out. I'd always be much taller than everybody else. I'd always be the only non-Korean person. Often, uh, people would, look at me or they'd want to practice their English or something like that. But every once in a while, you'd actually run across somebody who would just treat you normally, treat you like
Yeah.
anybody else. Wouldn't even, look twice at the fact that you're a non-Korean, even though they may have never seen one other than outside of television.
Right.
So, are you a big fan of Korean food?
No,
No. Okay.
not really. There's a few dishes. There's a few barbecue dishes. Like over here in the States, they cook it for Western tastes, like
Yes.
they do
Right.
Chinese
Yes.
food or Thai food. There's a Thai restaurant in the town where I live in, and I've never been there because I've had the real deal in Thailand, and I'm not a fan of it. But they cook it for Western tastes. So, like the Korean barbecue you eat here, a lot of the dishes you might eat here in Korean restaurants are not quite the same as you would get over there.
Right.
Like there's a few barbecue dishes I like, but a lot of like the street food and there's some dishes called bibimbap and there's some snacks like sundae, which are pig intestines.
Oh,
I'll pass on a lot of the street food like kimbap. I'll pass
yeah.
on that. And
What about
if I were to give anybody in visiting Korea advice, as a matter of fact, I did this. One time I was talking to a group of soldiers who were new to Korea, and I would say it's good to try indigenous foods. But if you taste something and it doesn't taste good, don't eat a whole bowl of it,
Nope.
or don't eat a
Just
whole
stop.
plate of it. Yeah, use common sense because
Yeah.
you're going to be. Because I remember one time
Regretting it later.
I ate a cold noodle dish
Oh.
called not momil, and I didn't like it, but I ate the whole thing because I didn't want to offend my host.
right?
I was sick for the
Yes.
next 3 days,
Oh,
and I said I'm never going to do that again. So
Yeah.
yeah, same goes for any place you're with, any place you're at, or whoever you're with. If it tastes weird, don't eat a whole bowl of it.
right.
I had a
What-
friend over in Korea. He was an older guy. He was actually there during the war, and he was in his 70s at this time. And he put it more bluntly, but it made sense. He goes, "Hey, if it looks like crap, and it smells like crap,
Don't
and
eat
it
it.
tastes like crap, it's got to be crap. Don't eat it." And that's true. So I encourage people to try
Right.
indigenous foods wherever they are, but hey, proceed with caution. If it tastes funny,
Don't eat it.
don't eat a whole huge serving of it.
Well, I remember when I was in Vietnam, I tried what I found out later was carp soup. You
Yeah.
familiar with that? Okay.
Oh yeah,
And
They're like
it
sand.
looked like it when I
Mud.
tasted it, it tasted like mud. And it
Yeah.
actually, I think the carp has a mud vein. So, that's
Yeah.
something I couldn't eat.
yeah. I live near a lake that's inundated with carp, and
Yeah.
they're known as trash fish.
Yeah.
We don't eat them.
And they have a lot of bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of bones.
They have heavy scales, and they're a
Yeah.
lot of they're yeah.
So you like kimchi? I believe that's a Korean.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
I can eat it. I don't.
Don't go out of your way to get it.
Yeah.
No. There's different types of kimchi. The most common type of kimchi is served with pretty much every sort of food over there as a side dish.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as a lot of the other things, but I don't crave it.
Yeah.
Not a
Is
fan.
there anything we haven't asked you that you wanted to talk about?
Um, nothing that comes to mind. I mean, are you going
Okay.
to edit this down, or are you going to
No, full
run the whole
length,
thing in
all
its
the way to,
entirety?
yep.
It's all
Um,
been good, so we might as
unless,
well put it all out there.
there's something that one of us said that, okay, don't put that in, then I'll have to watch it and then cut it out and edit it.
Um,
But so
none
far
of you
we've
have,
been good.
neither of you have noticed I'm wearing my Waylon Jennings
Oh.
shirt.
Oh.
Waylon Jennings, he walked off an interview with Tom Snyder several years ago because he kept him waiting,
Oh,
and I think he also walked out of the We Are the World recording.
oh.
So yeah, if so I decided to wear my Waylon Jennings shirt. You are you familiar with Tom Snyder's show?
I'm familiar with Tom
Probably
Snyder. Is that
before
not
your
his
time.
show?
I have
Yeah.
not watched it, but I'm familiar with it. I've heard
Anyway,
of it.
Waylon Jennings was his guest, one of his guests one night. And the lady he had on first was Dr. Laura Schlesinger. She's a radio psychologist or something.
Yes.
And her time went over into Waylon Jennings' time, and he was back in the green room. He said, "Hey, screw this.
Oh,
Get the car. I'm out of here." And for the last like 15 minutes, he left Tom Snyder with egg on his face because he left. He just,
oh.
because he said, "I'm not going to stick around." Well, he finishes this up. So I always admired Waylon Jennings for that. Waylon Jennings also played with Buddy Holly, and he was playing with him during the time of the plane crash. As a matter of fact, I
Oh,
think he lost his seat on the plane over a coin flip,
oh.
and he could have been on that plane that killed Buddy Holly, but he was playing with him
Wow.
at the time. And of course, he's became a big name in country music. So I'm wearing this shirt and to pay homage to Waylon Jennings, who walked off of Tom Snyder's show before he was even interviewed.
This is water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, by the way. But yeah,
I love
Well,
that.
it's vodka.
I love that kind of humor. It reminds me of British humor a lot, where it's just totally.
yeah,
Random.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of the British humor. I love Monty Python. I mean,
Yes, me
that's the
too.
classic.
Oh yeah.
I never found Benny Hill funny, never the least bit funny.
I didn't
that-
either. Yeah.
Or that Bean guy.
I know who you're talking about. Not
I've never, but Monty Python.
Yes.
I mean, the Dead Parrot sketch, the
yeah.
Ministry of Silly Walks, the
Oh
Lumberjack
yeah.
song. I like to sing the Lumberjack song. Sometimes I'll go to open mics and I'll sing the
Well,
Lumberjacks.
yeah. Did you watch any of Faulty Towers? It was a
No,
Monty
that's
Python.
what John Cleese was in that.
Yeah, it was really funny too. Yeah.
Well, if he was in it, I imagine it must be.
Yeah. It was.
Because Monty Python was just awesome.
Yeah.
Back in the,
And the Monty Python, the Holy Grail. That's
yeah,
just,
that was good. I thought their first one, Now for Something Totally Different, was the best.
right. That was a
Because
good
it
one
had some
too,
of their best
Yeah.
sketches. But yeah, when they say the British humor, I think of Monty Python, but I just never thought Benny Hill was funny. He tried too hard. It was
I didn't either. Really, I agree.
Yeah.
It was. I watched it, but I never thought it was that funny.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I enjoy the British humor. One movie which was sort of a spoof of vampire or zombie films, Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
I love Shaun
Yeah,
of
I
the
love
Dead.
that. I thought that was like the Bozo
I
the
thought it
Clown.
was the stupidest, funniest
Of-
thing ever. It's
Stupid.
so
Yeah, I agree with that. But,
the humor is so stupid. It's so funny to me. I don't know why.
I mean, yeah, stupid humor can be funny, but then stupid humor
It was redundant after a while, but
and
it
the
was
reason, I mean, Shaun of the Dead. Oh, it rhymes with Dawn. I just never. And these, what is he farming himself with a cricket?
funny.
That I just thought, I often I hear of Shaun of the Dead, and somebody has said, "Yes, that I do." I watch it, and I said, "I've seen it. I get it. It's the Bozo the Clown of zombie movies."
Yes.
I never saw it, never understood it. There are certain things I never get. I just never see it as why it's been so popular. Like the Volkswagen Bug. I never understood the Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
Some people are just huge fans of that thing, but I never understood why they were ever allowed on a public road in the United States. But that's me. There's some things I just don't get. Some movies I don't get. Some actors and actresses I don't get. I never understood the Harrison Ford thing. You know, I know a lot of Harrison Ford fans probably going to scream bloody murder. I never got it. I mean, couldn't they hire like a cigar store Indian to do his roles and just as easily? But that's me, though.
Renner, do you have any more questions stored up in there?
Well, one I had to ask is, since we were talking about the things behind me
Collection.
and common interest, do you collect action figures, Chris, by
Yeah.
any chance? Okay, yeah, me too. I've got a ton.
Yeah,
of
they're
them.
not in focus, so I really can't see what you got there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of anime stuff right here, some Mythic Legions above that, some Universal monsters, the sarcophagus from the Mummy movie, and Leatherface is over. Well, I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction. Leatherface is over here. Yeah, and then there's a ton more.
Now it looks
I've got-
like over your left shoulder, my right, it looks like you have Vampirella.
Yes.
Oh, can you
That's-
bring that closer to the camera?
Yes, I can. Hold on just a second. That's a statue, but
Yeah.
it's a statue, but I took her off the base.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's in
Yeah,
focus.
she is one of my favorites.
Yeah. And then I
I think
have
Jessica Felice
Yeah,
has done the
she's
best.
really good at vampire.
I did interview Avi Mizuraka, who was Vampirella or she was an official Vampirella model back in the early
Wow.
90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, official. And she would appear at
Oh.
conventions, but she has this New York accent. I'm not
Oh.
sure if it's Brooklyn or Queens, but she has this heavy Brooklyn accent. And I said, when you greeted fans, did you change your accent? Or no? She said, no, I just spoke in my normal voice. And I said, didn't that kind of throw them, a little bit? Because you'd expect Vampirella to maybe have a Romanian accent or not at
Yeah.
all. But she had this heavy Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, let me show you one
She
more.
was- Okay.
Yeah. Looks like my
Oh, a dog. Got tangled up on the dog. Oh my God. What's happening?
Okay, sorry about that. My headphone cord got tangled up in my chair, and I'm out of. Okay, all right. So here we go. So
Oh,
anyway,
she's
this
got actual hair.
Aw.
yeah, this one's a little one my friend made out of a. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm a big Vampirella fan too. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I've interviewed two ladies who were official Vampirella models. I mean, there's been countless. But yeah, Jessica Felice, I think, has been one of the most authentic.
Yes.
There, I thought the Vampirella movie, it was Talisa Soto who played
Yeah.
Vampirella. I thought that outfit was an abomination.
yeah,
It looked like she
wasn't.
was wearing a big red diaper.
Right. It didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I was disappointed. I really wanted that to be good,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't.
Who approved that?
Barbara Lee originally was slated to appear as Vampirella in a film that fell through. She did a lot of work with Hammer Films, and she made a good looking Vampirella.
Yeah.
And but that
Yeah,
never
I've got-
happened.
Yeah, I have Vampirella all over the place around here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So, Maya, do you have any more questions?
I do not at this time.
So then I guess it's time for the 5 random questions. Are we ready? Okay.
What, I'm supposed to answer them?
Yes.
All right.
Do you prefer malts or milkshakes?
Malts.
Me too. Good choice. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Baskin Robbins Cherry Jubilee.
Oh. Very specific.
Yeah.
What is your favorite fast food?
Burger King's Whopper.
Ah, good choice. That flame broiled burger.
Yeah.
Flame broiled
There's
burger.
quite a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that hands down over the Big Mac. Once in a while, you want a Big
Yeah.
Mac. It's like apples and oranges, but
Right.
generally
Right.
the Whopper.
What would you say is your best character trait?
Oh, that's one of those questions you get from a list of generic questions you ask somebody on job interviews. And I wrote down, how do you answer that question? What would you say? What can you bring to this company? What makes you think that this company would be a good fit for you? One of those types of questions.
Because you're hiring.
Yeah. That's one. It sounds like one of those. My best character trait. I don't know. I'd say probably the fact that I can never think of any good character traits. That's my
okay.
That's my best character trait.
Okay. All right. That's good. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Okay, just like me.
Yeah.
Do you find
Ever since I got out of the military, I'd say.
Do you find you're most creative and productive with your work and everything during the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what it is.
That's when I usually, after I drink an energy drink.
Yeah.
My energy drink of choice is Bang.
Bang.
Oh,
yeah.
Never heard of that
Bang
one.
over
But
Monster any day.
I'll look for that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Chris Charles, thank you so much for being on our podcast. We took a lot of your time. I don't know how much time you wanted to get.
This was fun.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a lot of fun.
Definitely fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, my headphone cord got hung up in my chair here, but
I got caught on your dog.
What's that?
I thought it got caught on your dog.
No.
Maya, you're in Texas.
Yes, I'm in Texas.
So you're 3 hours. So it's 12.
It is 12 right
almost
now.
1 o'clock where you are.
No, it's almost 12.
Oh, almost. Oh, you're 2
I'm
hours
Central
ahead.
time where I am.
Okay.
Texas is Central and Eastern.
Okay, and Chris, where are you?
I am in Louisville, Kentucky.
Ah,
And
that's where Return of the Living
Eastern.
Dead was based.
Yes,
I did not know that.
absolutely. That's what we
I
got
went
nuked.
to I went to Fort Knox for basic training.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So you've probably been to the Patton Museum and you've seen the gold vault here and all that. Yeah.
Well, I've been to the Patton Museum numerous times and just seen of course, the gold reserve from the outside.
Right.
But yeah, I remember. Fort Knox, home of armor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
For some strange reasons, all my memories of that place are in black and white.
It's not the 60s,
Mm-hmm.
I wish they hadn't moved the School of Armor out of Fort Knox, because that's where they had the Patton Museum used to be all the tanks.
Yeah.
And the School of Armor took all the World War II tanks and everything to Fort Benning, Georgia, and they're not
really?
there anymore. Yeah, I used to go there all the time to see those.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, yes, Chris, we have had a wonderful time. I thank you so much for being here today.
Well,
I really appreciate it too. It's great
Hey,
to
I
finally
appreciate it. This was fun.
great to finally meet you, see you, and talk to you after all these years of being
Yeah.
contributing writers for Maya.
Likewise.
I've
Likewise,
known,
Chris.
I've known Chris Charles longer before he even contributed to Effective Magazine, and we never talked like this ever. This is our first time too.
I thought
No.
you all probably. Okay.
We chat, but that's about it. We never talked
right.
like this before.
Well, we'll have to do this more often
Yeah.
because it's fun. Yeah, I
It is
enjoyed
fun.
it too. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
I'll be contacting y'all in private soon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Maya.
Later. Bye bye.
Chris, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure
Thank
too.
you.
Also, Chris. Yes.
Clicking the link, lean in, your grin, 2 mics, 1 vibe. All right, let's dive. catching on so fast about everything and nothing. You'll be laughing, then you're thinking the contagious podcast. Let the time slip past, hit play, lean back, keep listening.
Hot take, heartbreak, kitchen chair, life on mute, we overshare. Leans, waltz, stories, Chris goes wait. Two open diaries, one with faith.
Contagious podcast, catching on so fast about everything and nothing. You'll be laughing, then you're thinking the contagious podcast. Let the time slip past, hit play, lean back, keep listening. You're in the group chat, riding the spin, round and around till you're hooked again, 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 again. The Contagious podcast, catching on so fast about everything and nothing. You'll be laughing, then you're thinking the contagious podcast. Let the time slip past, hit play, lean back, keep listening.